And we're live. Welcome to Money, Marriage, and Media. I'm your host, Mike. And today we are back with the series, Is She Marriageable? For those of you that don't know, that this may be your first time here. Hold on, let's start this thing off right. Let's get this going. Yep, YouTube. Let's bring this back, right? And where is the chat? Here we go. Chris, what's going on, man? Okay, now let's start this thing official. I'm your host, Mike, and today we are with the series is called Is She Marriageable? The whole point of this is that we're going to look at women who have called into the Kendra G show, Singles on YouTube Live, right? And it's just like the title says. Now, most of you are probably going to come with the crowd or following the crowd that says that, well, no, women today, modern women are not marriageable. I don't believe that. What I do believe is that they might not be marriageable to you specifically, but that does not mean that there aren't marriageable women out there. So how are we grading these ladies? Well, 6 categories, very familiar, right? Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. All heard this stuff before. We all know where it comes from. I think the point is, though, is that we need to have realistic standards. My channel, for those of you that don't know, is for average people. Okay. So the average man is usually looking for 3 to 4 out of those 6 categories. And that means that a marriageable woman would have those 3 to 4 out of 6. And I agree with Chris. Hit the like button. Now, depending on what type of guy you are, that's going to determine what 3 or 4 of those 6 categories you want to look at, right? But that's just the premise of the show, right? Now, I want to address something that a comment that came in on one of my previous videos, and it was made by a young lady, and she made an interesting point. And I wanted to highlight this because the point that she made is a major topic in the gender war. So I want to bring that up, and let's see. I need to find it. Here it is. And it's this video. So we're going to highlight this. I just want to bring it up so we all can see it. This is the video here, right? And we're going to scroll down to the comments. It's a little small for my taste. You guys can't really see it. Yes, I have YouTube shorts. Go watch those. All right, let's see if we can. You know what? We might not be able to. Okay, yep. Here, I don't know if you guys can read it or not, but the point is, here we go. Sir, no disrespect. What leadership? Have you seen the condition of black communities? And you see my response. This is a great question. I have to answer it. I've answered it indirectly multiple times in previous videos and will continue to do so as it leads to high-level conversation. That being said, I will address this in tonight's live stream, which I hope you will be able to attend. Thanks for watching. Okay, whether this person is going to show up here or not, irrelevant, because I'm going to cover it because I said I would, and it's important. Why? Because I do believe what I said, that this topic comes up a lot, particularly women. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that usually this is a major talking point for the gender war. Okay, but remember what I said about the gender war. It's dumb. The reality is that we need each other to make it through the end of life, because the average man and the average woman don't make enough. This is why we combine our resources and pull together as a family. Now, what does that have to do with leadership, right? Well, believe it or not, most men are comfortable leading their own households. I don't know why we have this expectation this high expectation of what leadership is. But that's all we're talking about, or at least on this channel. That's what we're talking about. Because remember, this channel is for average people. So the average man, believe it or not, actually wants to lead a family. Now, whether or not he has a wife and kids to lead, that's a different story. But it starts with there. Like, the argument is that, well, men aren't here doing enough. Well, how, again, this leads down a whole conversation. I don't want to go in the rabbit hole because if you guys saw the thumbnail, we got a lot to cover. So the bottom line is that most men are willing to lead. It's just a lot of times they can't find a woman that's willing to follow them. And I think those standards come from us not doing a good job of raising our kids. I say this a lot, is that we need to do a better job of raising our kids so that they work in cooperation with one another instead of, not trusting each other or raising them to be soldiers in the gender war. And believe it or not, there's data that backs this up. There's black women, because that's what we're talking about, the black community, but black women outnumber us by 1 million. But yet there are 500,000 more men who are married than there are black women who are married. So, like I said, most men are comfortable leading their own households. This is why there are more married men than there are married women. So this notion that there isn't leadership in our community, again, how are you being raised as a child? Because if you ask most kids that come from a 2-parent household, they don't share that opinion that men can't lead. Because if you ask them about their fathers, but look, that's the short of it. So we're gonna move on because we have a lot. Like I said, the thumbnail, we got a lot to cover today. So, but that's definitely a high level conversation because again, the whole point is that the gender war is dumb, and if we ever want to move past it, we got to start breaking these talking points down so we can move forward. That being said, we're moving forward, and let's go ahead and hit the button and see what we got with this first young lady.
What you got going on over here? I can't hear you, love.
Hey, Kendra.
Hey, boo. What's your name, Miranda?
Miranda, yes.
Miranda, where you calling us from, love?
I'm in Bossier City, Louisiana.
Louisiana. How old are you?
33.
33. What do you do for a living?
I'm a nurse.
Nurse. You have
Nurse.
children?
Yes, I have a 6-year-old daughter.
6-year-old, okay.
Have you ever been married?
No,
What's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Gemini. Miranda, Louisiana, 33, Gemini, nurse, 6-year-old daughter. What kind of man you looking for, boo?
So I am first and foremost, I'm looking for somebody who actually wants to date, looking for a relationship. Looking for somebody who is financially stable, good sense of humor, wants to travel, have fun, good communicator, good listener. Somebody who wants marriage and also wants more children because I do want more children. I think that's about it. Some of the basic things, just loving, kind, patient, not about any drama. I don't want to hear about your past trauma. If you didn't have a daddy in your life or something like that, you got to come to me healed. I'm not going to heal you from anything. I think that's about it. Just like some of the basic things that every woman wants in a man.
Could he have kids already?
Yeah, he can have kids already, preferably no more than 2 kids.
Okay. And you said you do want more kids. What's your deal breakers?
My deal breakers are gonna be so of course like liars and cheaters. If you have like a narcissist personality, if you're not financially stable, or if you don't have like a plan for your life, no goals or ambitions.
This is a lot of women say this is that they're looking for a guy who can take care of themselves. Yeah, no problem, Chris. Dude, you supporting that you are well more than you more than earned that. But anyway, when they say that, if this is a woman who is making the average income of women in their state, I tend to believe it. When the nurse says that, though, because when nurse or any woman who is making higher income says that, you have to be careful. that's when you need then that's when it becomes important for Kendra to ask, okay, does he have to make a certain amount of money? And we need a dollar amount. Because again, most women who are high income earners usually come with high debts. So that's one of the reasons why they have this misconstrued idea of the value of money, because a lot of them are living paycheck to paycheck because they got high debts from student loans and credit card debt that they've amassed throughout their time throughout their life, throughout their adult lifetime. So they're living paycheck to paycheck. Chris says nurses are very difficult to date. My friend is a traveling nurse and she makes $1,600 a day here in Southern California. And see, if she were to say that way, as long as he can take care of herself, well, what does that mean though? Because someone like that's not normal. So what does that mean? She's taking care of herself, but she may be living, because of the amount of debt she has, she may be living paycheck to paycheck. So she's expecting another guy to make $1,600 a day. And again, that's far from the norm. So you have to be careful about that. We've come across that enough times to where, if you've noticed with different women, I've said different things about them saying, I want a guy who can take care of himself. That's because, what I just said, certain type of women will give hints to as what they mean about that. But again, if you're not paying close attention, then you may see some discrepancies in there. But let's keep going.
If you can't take accountability, can't date anybody else that does not want to take accountability. This relationship is two people, not just one. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm really nervous.
Let's walk the liquor store away.
No, I would prefer somebody that is like well groomed, just takes care of themselves, preferably like in shape, but doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be. Okay. Does he have to? Well, because you mentioned financially stable, is there a number that means that for you?
Great question.
Preferably, I'm gonna say like 65K. I prefer somebody that pretty much has their own, like.
Did she say what state she's in? I might have missed that. Well, I'm not going to go back because we just don't have time. Let's go.
Whether you have an apartment, your own house, you got to have your own car, taking good care of yourself, taking care of your kids. You can't live with your mama, no roommate, nothing like that.
Okay. Does he have to be in Louisiana?
He has to be in the surrounding area. So he could probably be like in Texas or like Shreveport, maybe not Shreveport, but like the surrounding area is fine.
Okay, let's do the Kendra Kim.
Okay.
Before we get to that, I did want to pull this up because it's just Google real quick. Check this out. Average income in Louisiana for men. Now, she said the guy needs to be making 60. See, this is what I mean when I say you got to ask, women like her, you have to ask for specific numbers, because an average woman is making 22. You see what I'm saying? So for her to say that, well, he has to be able to take care of himself. Well, what does that mean specifically in her perspective? Because if the average man is making, we'll call it 36, he can do all those things. But again, her specific number was 60. So you have to be a higher income earner in order for her to take you seriously. This is also why I say, it's a prime example of why, when you go to these other channels and everybody starts talking about the average man is making 50K, and then you looking around in your state with like, well, I don't see that. Well, that's why you should use national numbers. Figure out what the average income for men is in your state, because I know Chris has mentioned the fact that he is living in California. You making 35,000 specifically in LA. That's not it. You're broke. But the scary thing is that the average income in the state of California is about the same as in a lot of other states. The difference is that it depends on where you're living at. And most people don't live in major urban cities. That's why the incomes are a lot lower when you go statewide, because most people just aren't in those big areas. But this again points to if she's living in See, she didn't say what city, but if her income level, I would say she's living in a big city, which if the average income, so I'm Atlanta, right? The average income in the city of Atlanta is 55,000, but the average income for men in the state of Georgia is 37,000. So that's why because the reason why it's like that is because if you're making 55,000 a year in the city of Atlanta, you live the exact same lifestyle as somebody making 37 in a smaller city or town. So that's why you got to be careful about that. Well, that's why it does good to research. Yeah. Okay. See, there you go, Shreveport. But that's why it's good to do research on your own and figure this stuff out. Don't just take my word for it. That's why I say look up the income numbers for your state. Right. But let's keep going. Okay, we could tell when she was sitting down that she's actually in shape. So
Okay, you look like you're in great shape.
I try to work out a little bit.
Okay. This is Miranda, Louisiana, 33. What's the age range you would date?
30 to 40.
30 to 40. What was your last relationship, honey?
5 years ago.
Oh,
5 years ago. You've been single for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask.
5 years ago, and she's got a 6-year-old child.
When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I'm gonna decline to answer.
All right, finally, so
What
one of
flaws you think you
them
have
wised up.
Communication. I do tend to sometimes shut down if the conversation is not going. I won't say where I want it to go, but if I feel like it's just getting too heated, I do tend to shut down. Holding grudges. And a lot of people say that I guess I have RBF, like I look mean, I don't look very inviting. I am a very nice person, but I don't know really just how to look more inviting. Like I'm an introvert, so I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I'm not mean. I'm very nice.
All right. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Well, because I love hard. I'm a great mom. I'm not about drama, not about none of that toxic stuff. I love taking care of home. So I just think overall, like I have a great career. I'm a good woman. So I think he'd be lucky to have me.
He would be lucky to have her. This is Miranda, Louisiana, 33, Gemini, nurse, and has a 6-year-old daughter. Okay, boo, how can the guy reach out to you?
On Facebook, it's my name, Miranda Blackman.
Okay, so we're gonna. This guys. I'm just gonna cut to the chase because we have a multitude of things here. She's in shape. I would say that she is cooperative. On yeah, Chris, she does have a kid, 6-year-old. I would say she's cooperative because she's willing to work with a man who has kids, even if he has more kids than her. I think she said like 2 or 3 was the max. So I would say she's cooperative on that front. Is she feminine? Yeah, she came on the show presentable, right? The top that she's wearing, yeah, you can see she's got a little bit of her chest exposed, but I would say that it's still done tastefully. And like I said, she's presentable. She presents herself as a woman. Friendly? No, she's not. She even said that in one of her flaws is that other people don't see her as friendly. She still says she is nice, but if this is about how your outward appearance is, how the other men are going to perceive you. So, and friendly, we already said she's cooperative. Is she submissive? We don't know that. There are no questions that were really designed to get more information about that. You could say that when she talked about how conversations go with her when it's not going her way, she just shuts down. That could be considered submissive. If you're with a guy and you guys are having a disagreement, she's just going to shut down and just to end the argument. But that could go either way. So I'm going to say it's not known. And she does have a kid, but I think you got at least 3 qualities here. Fit, cooperative, and feminine. So this was a quick and easy one. There's not much to break down here. Chris says she's pleasant. I would like more information on the child's father. I agree. We didn't really, like I said, there wasn't really a lot to go with here. This went rather quickly, but it's probably for the best because we got a lot to do. We got a lot to talk about tonight. So we're gonna move right on into the next one.
Contact info where your name is, because that's how we'll find you. That's how whoever is looking for you will find you easiest. Hello? Hello? I can't. Hello? Can you hear me, baby? It's you, Gwen. Oh, you're changing it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Hey, you were
Hi.
changing it.
Yes.
Hey, baby, you look
Hi.
good. What's your name, honey? Is it Gwen?
Yes, my name's Gwen.
Gwen. Where you calling us from?
North Dakota.
North Dakota. What do you do for a living, love?
I'm a nursing student.
A nursing student.
Yeah.
So do you not work?
I work as a nursing assistant at a nursing home.
Got you. How old are you, Gwen?
I'm 34.
34. Do you have any children?
I have one. I have a 6-year-old boy.
6-year-old boy. What's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Yeah.
All right, you look cute. This is Gwen, North
Thank you.
Dakota, nursing student, 34, Capricorn, has a
Yeah.
6-year-old son. What kind of
Yeah.
man you looking for, love?
45 and up.
Child, we got right to it. So
Yeah.
you want to date 10 years older?
Preferably 15, but I'll settle for 10.
Wow, so nobody your age.
No, definitely not.
That's interesting.
You want to just break that down? I'm just curious.
I think it's better to do half your age plus 7 for a man.
Half your age plus 7 for a man.
Yes. Wisdom, knowledge, leadership skills. I need all of that in my life. I can't be the blind leading the blind.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay, is your child's father older than you?
No, and that's where I learned. My ex-fiance was 50, so I'm looking for 45 and up. Yeah.
So you were engaged when he was 50. How old were you?
33.
So what happened with that?
See that?
There's a lot going on here that I missed. Okay, so she has a kid. She was engaged before, and she's 34. Did they go over how old the kid is? This conversation seems to be moving really fast. That's why I wanted to pause it and take a break just to recap, because, well, maybe she's about to talk about the previous relationship, because that would be important, especially since it just happened, like, was it a year ago? She said when she was 33. So, this seems interesting. Right off the bat, again, but we're going to go ahead and say that she is attractive, and she is presentable. Now, it would probably been better if we didn't know that she was like in her bathroom. The kid is 6 years old. Well, that's what Chris says. The kid is 6 years old. Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, she has a kid, so. And she was engaged previously. Yeah, we need to hear about what happened with that engagement, because you already have a child and you found a man who was willing to marry, who was willing to propose to you. So I'm going to hear more about that. Let's go.
Seemed promising until there was a lot of like incompatibility issues. He had a violent streak, and for myself, I match energy, and we just weren't a good fit.
Okay, you weren't a good fit. Okay, so.
So who vetted him?
Okay, so that's a requirement. 15 years or older. Any other things you want to put up there?
I'm just looking for someone who's kind, who doesn't have any addiction issues, who doesn't struggle with alcohol or drugs. I don't drink, I don't do drugs. And I'm looking for someone who's genuinely kind, a family man. I prefer a man with children as well.
That has kids already.
Yes.
Do you want more kids or no?
No, but I would negotiate that. I prefer him to have children, the more the better. With
realistic.
1 or 2 baby mothers, no more than that.
Okay,
All right,
cooperative.
So did we do your deal breakers?
My deal breakers are addicts and people who are violent.
And anybody that's your age?
Yeah, I'm 34, but I feel like it's better when the man is older than me, because I can learn so much. He can lead me, he can guide me. That's what I need in my life.
Okay. Well, this is interesting, because I always love when women like you come on, because men in the position that you're requesting. Like if a 50-year-old man, a 50-year-old man comes on the show and says, "I want somebody 15 years younger," usually
Right.
gets a lot of hell in the comment section from the cousins. But you are the woman he's searching for. That you
Yeah,
are the
because
one. That
if
person.
I can just say one thing, all the time when you see a divorce, they go for younger. So if I'm already the younger, I'm not going to be replaced.
Woo, child. Okay,
Um,
she got it worked out in her head, child. Okay.
Yeah, I
Um,
can be everything, you know.
you can be everything. Is there a
Yeah.
financial requirement?
No. I'm gonna say no because I've seen a lot of people say six figures, but after taxes, it doesn't really, I don't know. I'm gonna say no. I just want it to be 60-40. 60-40. I'll put in 40%, you put in your 60, and we're good. It doesn't matter what you earn. So that just has to work out somehow.
Okay. Did I ask you about appearance? Does he have to look a certain way?
I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot, 190 pounds, size 10, very curvy at the hips. Um,
Hey,
I
you 6 foot
I
and you're how much you weigh?
190 and I'm 6 foot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're good. That's it. Well, let's do
yeah.
the cam all the way. Are you standing? Or are you sitting?
Oh, I'm sitting down. I would like to be with someone who is 5'9" and up, not too tall, 5'9" and up.
5'9" and up. Okay.
Yeah,
We do the Kendra cam?
sure. Yep. I don't know how much of my body I can
You're
get
the
'cause
real. You're well. Mega Stallion's tall too, so I can't say you're the
yeah.
real Mega Stallion. She's actually
Yeah,
really
so
tall.
it's hard for me to get on the camera, but I'm in shape.
No, we can see it. You look great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And you're beautiful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Gwen. All right. So when was your last relationship, honey?
I just broke an engagement last month.
Oh, why? Oh, this is the man that you was 50, right?
last
Yeah.
month.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. Was that the last time you was intimate with someone?
D-
Yes, that is right. It was an exclusive relationship for about a year.
Okay. So what are three
Hmm.
flaws you think you have
Okay.
to work on?
Oh, three flaws. I should not be matching energy ever unless it's a positive energy. I need to learn to negate and be wise as a spouse to not inflate situations. So that's one of my flaws. The other flaw that I have is at times I get too worked up from work related problems that have nothing to do with home life. And I need to learn to separate the two. And the last flaw that I would say I have is sometimes I do too much. Um, I like to go over the top with decorating things and meals and all that, and that increases household expenses.
Okay. Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I think I've learned from my mistakes and through the teachings of, I don't want anybody to hate me, but Kevin Samuels. And I feel like you say a lot of the same things he says, but I've learned so much over the years that I know how to be a good helpmate. I know the importance and the role of a wife and a spouse. And I feel like I can be a great wife to somebody who's looking for that. I'm not a girlfriend. I don't want to be anybody's girlfriend. I've learned how to be a good helpmate.
You want to be a good helpmate. So what do you think you
Yeah.
learned? Like what were you doing different that you were wrong before you believed?
Matching energy
Huh.
is a huge thing.
You know, it's interesting. I just read Kendra's body language right when she mentioned Kevin. And I noticed that she did a double blink when she compared her and Kevin. As I'm starting to wonder because she's changed the line of questioning. So, okay. Chris says her inbox probably was full within minutes. Maybe, maybe not. Because number one, she says she's not interested in being a girlfriend. She's interested in being a wife. So, what I will tell you from Google Analytics or from YouTube Analytics, the the age group of men in YouTube is not necessarily the majority of men on YouTube or watch YouTube are not in the age group that she's looking for. So it may or may not be the case. And then in that age group, the men in that age group don't put that much value in Instagram either. That's what she wants the guy to talk to him. Chris says she despises Kevin. Is that what that is? Huh. Well, okay. Well, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting that she did a double blink, and then the whole. See, even look at her face now. Remember when she was interviewing the last girl, she had a smile on her face when she would ask questions and get general information. Now look at her face. But look, we're not here to talk about Kendra. We are here to talk about the women here. Yeah, so far we've got, she does appear to be, you know what, let's go ahead and hear the rest first.
That can destroy any relationship. So if your husband comes home and he's upset from work, it's not personal, and my job is to help diffuse his tension, help him feel relaxed and calm, and not be like, oh, he's mad, and so I want him to acknowledge something I've done and he's not paying me attention. It's not about me. I've learned not to make everything about me and to focus more on my mate, on my spouse, to cater more to him, because the better I do at catering to him, the better he does at running the household. So that's something that I've learned.
Okay, fair enough. All right,
Yeah.
Gwen know what she wants, child.
Yeah.
Does he have to be in North Dakota?
Yeah, I'm in North Dakota to finish school. He does not have to be here. I'm not staying here. I am totally like free to travel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's 34, Capricorn, nursing student, has a 6-year-old boy. She's very adamant she wants to date 15 years ideally is what she would like to date. She'll settle for 10 years older.
Yes.
But definitely older, that is a must. Doesn't care about your income, just want it to be 60-40. And let's do it. How could the guy reach out to you, honey?
I have an Instagram. I am Hot Sunday. If I can explain my name, I used to be a singer in New York. That's where the name comes from. It's not some sort of scandalous story. I was a singer.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
Hot Sunday.
You don't have to.
I was actually gonna ask about that because I have her Instagram pulled up and it does not match a woman who would have that name. Her Instagram does not match that. So I do want to take a look at it though, just because this woman has she has put out the gauntlet. She has laid out the gauntlet. I mean, there are a lot of positives here, which is why I'm going to pull up her Instagram, because it's another way to say that, okay, well, let's see if this stuff matches, right? So get that off of there. There we go. I'm not seeing anything here that stands out. This looks, I mean, there's a picture of Kevin on here, but she is presentable. She looks feminine. You know, there are no thirst traps on here. So, yeah, I mean, you got a guitar on here, which is maybe some kind of hobby or something. But, yeah. So, that's her Instagram. You know, we're going to move this over here. But, yeah. So, this woman is definitely feminine, cooperative. I mean, she suggested on her words, not ours, 60-40 split on expenses or bills. She is submissive because she has said it. You can tell that she's looking for a leader. She wants to be a helpmate, and she actually was holding herself accountable. The things that she sees as flaws, she's very articulate when she said them, which tells me that she's probably put some thought into that, and she may even be working on becoming bettering herself. This is a lot. There's a lot of positives here. I mean, outside of having a 6-year-old kid who she's willing to just up and uproot and move to another state, that's kind of weird, because usually a 6-year-old has just started school. So you're just going to uproot them like that. It seems kind of strange. But she did say she's going to school there, and when she's done, she's moving. So I guess it is what it is in that situation. But I'm not going to stay on this one too long, because if you guys want to hear her sing, go watch the original video, because I think that's what she's about to do. Because is that what she's about to do?
Because you're not up here as a singer, but my desire wants to know if you would give us 20 seconds of you singing. But you don't have to, because you didn't say you were a singer.
I'll sing something. I'm so nervous, but I'll sing something.
All right.
I'll sing something. Remember those walls are built, baby, they're tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. It didn't even make it.
Okay. If you guys want to hear her sing,
Bree,
go watch the
okay,
original
it
video.
has gotten out of hand. It has gotten out of hand. For the last 2 weeks, I am getting separated people calling us up. And I believe in seasons of getting your shit together. I believe in that. There are seasons when you just got to get your shit together. And it might be a season where you're not aligning your. And I believe in seasons yourself because you got to get yourself together. So he was attractive. He was a guy. I wanted to have him on the show, but he's married. So as soon as he's divorced, he call us back, and we would love to talk to him. We really would. Let's get somebody else in the meantime. Um, hello.
Hi! Oh my
Hi,
God!
baby. Hi. What's your name, baby?
My name is Bree. I didn't think I was gonna be in here.
You're here. Hey, Bree.
Hey, can you see me okay?
We can.
Oh.
Bree, where you calling us from?
Calling from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How old are you, Bree?
I am 30. I'll be 31 in December. So
Okay. December. What's your zodiac sign?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. You have any children?
I have one. He's 14. I had him really young, but definitely want more kids for sure.
Okay. What do you do for a living, Bree?
So I work in HR. That's my main job, and then I also am a realtor in Pittsburgh.
Of course she
realtor,
is.
And you work in HR.
Mm.
Okay, so this is Bree Pittsburgh, realtor, HR, 30, Sagittarius. It has you had a child when you were 14. How old was your child? 14?
No, my child's 14. I just have
Your child 14. Gotcha. All right, baby girl. Let's do it. um,
Wait a minute. She's 30 and has a 14-year-old. Woo. Okay. That, you know what? Let's keep going.
I'm sorry, my friend just sent me this picture. I cannot. He's so crazy. All right, what kind of man you looking for, baby?
Honestly, anyone who is financially stable, I would say probably makes like 80K. Last year I made like 90, so 80K is fine with me. Definitely brown or chocolate. Definitely above like 5'10". And
Here we go.
So
Here we go.
Above 5'10".
5'10" or above. I'm like
Okay.
5'5.5", so
You're what?
5'5.5".
You're 5'5.5".
Yeah.
Okay. So you said he has 85K, 5'10". What else?
Definitely someone who has integrity, like kind. I don't like anybody who's mean. Can't have like more than 2 baby moms. A nice smile. I really like teeth because my teeth are nice, but someone who's like genuine. So.
Okay, someone that's genuine. What's your deal breakers, Bree?
Deal breaker is definitely somebody who can't talk or communicate, or will try to like deflect or walk away if we're trying to talk or something like that. Who's not financially stable, because I feel like if your finances are together, then you're going to bring me down with you. Definitely someone who has more like baby moms, or they just like try to move too quickly in the dating game. Like, I don't like that either. Like, why are you trying to rush it and go quickly to the heartbreak? No, I'm good. So those are dope.
Okay. So you said I guess I understand it. If his finances are not right, he was gonna take you down with it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I believe it, 100%.
So.
Translation: I'm strong and independent and don't need your broke self. You know what's funny with women like this? If you ask them if your job all of a sudden gave you, hey, we want to pay you what you're worth, and we're going to give you a $35,000 a year raise, and you don't have to do anything extra for it, how many women do you think would turn that down? Oh, we're also going to help you with childcare too. How many women do you think would turn that down? It's the same thing, right? You find an average guy who meets your standards for, who's got he's got the stuff. He's a good man, right? And he'd be a good man to be a father to your kids. But because he doesn't make the income, we say, well, no, he can't help me out at all. Translation: I'm strong and independent. Don't need you. Even though, like I said, average woman does not make enough money to make it to the end of life through retirement. So, we're going to look up, where does she say? She's in Pennsylvania? She said Pittsburgh. Okay, we can look up Pittsburgh. This can't be right. This can't be right. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you looking for a man that's making 80K in a city where the average income is 34, 35 for men, 24 for women. I find it interesting that how much you want to bet she's watched enough of these dating shows to curtail what she wants, to bring it down a little bit, because 80K and he's got to be 5'10" sounds a lot like he needs to make 100,000. He needs to make six figures and be 6 feet tall. Right. Well, let's keep going, cause.
So if he made 60, that couldn't work for you.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. We're gonna have to see. It just depends on like how he manages his money. To be honest, because there are good men, especially since I'm living in Pittsburgh. Like 60K isn't really that bad, but I guess we'll good. We'll put it down to 60.
I'm not challenging you. If you want to say it, I'm just asking questions.
60K is not that bad in a city where the average is 34. You see what I mean when I say, now what would possess her to think like that? Well, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you think 34 is broke, even though that's what the majority of men are making. Chris says, I'm guessing if her kid is almost 18, she doesn't want any more kids. That could be a possibility, because if you notice, she said that the guy can have up to 2 kids and 2 baby mamas, surprisingly. I'm not sure about that, but why would you want a guy who's, again, that makes me question whether or not she's marriage minded, because why would you want a man who's clearly not trying to marry anyone? So I don't know. Is she marriageable becomes, you know what? What have we heard about her? Have she said anything about herself yet? How much longer is this going to go on? Because she just, okay, well, maybe we're about to hear that.
Does your child's father make 85 and more?
Yeah, he makes more than me.
He makes more than you. Got you. Okay. You guys couldn't work things out?
No, it was like a high school thing. So.
Oh, that's right. You had a child.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you mention if he has to look a certain way? I know you said he has to be tall.
Oh, I like brown skin. I like nice teeth. Definitely has to work out. I just started working out probably like a year and a half ago, so I feel like that's important to me. And then, I'm just a nice smile. I really like a nice smile. And then I'm goofy, so he gotta be goofy too. So, yeah.
He gotta be goofy too. Got to the money question early. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
I'm like sweating. Woo. All right, hold on. Let me see. I can do it. I'm like in my bathroom.
Uh-oh.
Bree? Oh, did you disconnect? Okay.
No, someone called me. Okay, so this is like how it looks.
Okay.
Okay.
See the booty when you turn, girl.
Yeah. That's working out and doing them.
Hello?
Somebody must have called her
Bree,
again.
Your phone blowing up now. Bree? I don't want to hang up on you, girl. You coming back? Bree? Bree? Bree, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, hello?
Oh, hello. I don't know what happened.
Okay, here we
I'm
go.
sorry. It was a service. See.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's continue. I know what's going on. Bree, when was your last relationship?
My last relationship was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So,
You
and
don't
now
have to,
with someone else.
and that was what, honey?
Not with my child's father, someone else.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Don't answer.
A week ago.
Ooh, a week ago. Is this
It's
guy
not.
an option?
No. Just
Why is
fun.
he not? Why is he not an option?
It's a long story. I don't want to say.
It's a paraphrase version.
Okay, so I feel like he's just.
You just had sex with him a week ago, and it's a long story as to why he's not an option. If it's a long story, then why are you continue to have why are you continue to have sex with him? Long story means it's too complicated, which means that it shouldn't. For a man that you don't consider an option, why are things getting complicated? You know, before I mentioned the fact that we don't know if she wants marriage. Now we're hearing about a guy who she's having sex with, but he's not an option for a long-term relationship. This is Let me stop right there. Because I don't want to.
Just kind of immature.
Chris says she left her child's father to be in the streets. I don't know if that's the case, because she's. Let's see. We need to do some math here, so let's pull out the calculator, right? And then she's 30 minus 14. She got pregnant at 16. So I mean, she might not have, her and the child's father might not even have had a chance. Just because, you pregnant in high school, you ain't gonna never see that boy again. I mean, that does happen. So we don't know. I think it's interesting that she says that the fact that her child's father is doing better than she is, and they're not together, because better than she is, which means that he meets the income requirement. They already have a kid together. So, but high school sweethearts, but still, it's like, why is he not an option? It looks like he fits the mold. I mean, I don't know. Because, again, what's the average income? Is in Pittsburgh? The chances you meet another guy that's making that kind of money? I don't know.
And then, like, he was, like, wishy-washy. And I don't like wishy-washy people either. So, like, know what you want and then come and know, like, be intentional about dating and not just.
He does know what he wants. He wants to have sex with you.
He's not reliable.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He didn't
He's
want.
not reliable, so he's not an option.
Translation: this man wants to have sex with her and not commitment. So there's nothing. Again, there's nothing complicated about that. The complicated part was that she wanted him, but he didn't want her for a long-term relationship. That's what was complicated.
Okay. What are 3 flaws you have to work on, Bree?
Definitely patience is one thing. Feeling like I always need to be right is another thing. And then.
Whoa.
That you always need to be right?
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm argumentative, but I do like to play devil's advocate sometimes. So I feel like that, I know that's my flaw, and I've been trying to, like, fill it in.
The need to be right. What is going on with her phone?
I'm sorry, someone keeps calling me from Atlanta.
Your phone, is it they think it's your man?
No, it's not. I don't have no man, but I am freaking sweating. It's hot in here. I'm sorry, y'all. It's the humidity.
Okay, so that guy's not an option. I'll move on from that.
Mm-hmm.
What are 3 flaws you have to work on, Bree?
Definitely just being more upfront about what I want. So sometimes, like, I'll come into situations not really knowing. So I guess I could say the same for me. And then just patience, and yeah, that's pretty much the big things that I gotta work on.
You're 30. Do you have an age range?
The oldest man I dated was 45, youngest is 27, so I'll just keep it within that bracket.
Can he have kids already?
Yeah, just not more than 2 baby moms is too much. Like, if
You
you're on the
want
third,
more kids?
I do. I want like 2 more.
You want 2 more kids?
That's surprising.
Okay. So this is Bree. She is in Pittsburgh, 30, Sagittarius, realtor in HR, 14-year-old child. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I would say biggest thing about me is I'm loyal, I'm funny, I'm goofy, and I'm just fun to be with. Like, I'm a real fun person, so.
She's a real fun person. Okay, is this your Instagram at the bottom?
Yep, IG Bree.
Okay, Chris says, "Nah, I'll pass. She's pretty though." Yeah, let's go ahead and run through this. She is in shape. She's not obese, right? Is she feminine? She is presentable on camera. No, and that's. I think that's as far as I'm gonna start taking that, because I don't really hear Kendra asking any questions that are going to dive deeper into femininity. So we'll just leave it there. Does she look presentable on camera? Right? Is she cooperative? Is she cooperative? Here's the thing. Well, we're going to come back to cooperative. Is she submissive? We didn't hear anything that says that she's submissive. I mean, and she does already have a 14-year-old, right? So she's not childless. Now, I think the cooperation is the biggest thing here that's in check, because we didn't know if she's friendly or not. But none of the questions really dove into how friendly she is. So, but the cooperative part is the biggest. I'm not gonna say it's a red flag, but it's the biggest thing. It's the thing that's questionable here, because she's looking for a man who makes makes an extreme amount of income for the area that she's in. Because again, we looked at it. The average income in her city is, about 35,000. Average income in Pittsburgh, PA, for men and for women. And that makes it look like if 80% of the guys don't fit the bill, then that you're not that cooperative. But the reason why I say it's questionable is because you got the kid thing. I mean, she is willing to take up to, you can have 2 kids by 2 different women. Most women are not going to when they start talking about the guy making $80,000 a year and up, and is also 5'10", which is really 6 feet, right? They don't want you. They don't really tolerate, you having 2 kids by 2 different women. Unless she's dating a Pittsburgh Steelers player, you're right. Yeah, I mean, that makes you wonder, what does the father of her child do? I think it was somebody said that you never do better than your baby daddy, which is I'm not sure that applies here, because they got together when they were so young. Is that he wasn't a man yet, and there are just too many questions here. Is she marriageable? This is the first time I say this, but I think this is inconclusive, because unless there are too many contradictions here, you're willing to be with the guy that has 2 kids out of wedlock, because she said baby mamas. There's nothing in there about marriage, but he's got to make $80,000 a year. He has to be 5'10". It was Kevin Samuels that said that. Okay, I couldn't remember. But is she marriageable? In all honesty, she's only dealing with the 15% of men. I don't think she presents as a marriageable wife, as a marriageable woman to the vast majority of the population. Because she wants a guy who's making $80,000 a year. And I get it because, she wants somebody that's going to match her. But there's always, I've said this before, women, if you're going to put that much energy into your career, into making money, as clearly as she is doing, because she's working 2 jobs, right? Then you need to be okay with being the breadwinner, because otherwise you just crossed out the majority of men. The vast majority of men. So the men that meet that $80,000 a year mark and meet the height. I mean, what percentage of guys are we talking about here? What is that? 10%? No, it's less than 10, because $80,000 a year, you're right at about the 15% of men, but that's 30, and then you add in the height, but then you got to factor in is that 30% of us are married. And then, then we haven't even discussed personality traits. So no, I don't think she's marriageable at this point. And, she's got she has at least the cooperative thing is jumbling this up. You know what? She's not cooperative. Because it doesn't matter if you got the 2 kids or not. If you don't make $80,000, she drew a line in the sand there. So, yeah. Nah. Unfortunately, no. I mean, and, yeah, and she's attractive too, but it's that income thing. I mean, she has to be, like I said, who would be a good match for this woman? Okay. We need to start. I think I may start adding some possible solutions here for women that are not marriageable, right? Because this woman is, I think, who would be a good match for her is a man who leads with. I haven't said this in a while. Men who lead with the dime, self-discipline, integrity, morals, and ethics. That this is going to be, this is how average men, how you can level yourself up, particularly when resources may not be an option. Because again, the average income is $34,000 or $35,000 a year in her city. So you may be able to increase your income at that level, but chances you getting to 80K is slim to none. So how do you overcome what most of us on YouTube call hypergamy, even though hypergamy doesn't have anything, the definition leaves out the experience of money. How do you overcome that? This woman's, desire to have an ultra high income earner. Lead with those 4 qualities. Because what we never talk about is the fact that hypergamy can be overridden as long as you're giving your woman something to aspire to. When you outrank her in those 4 categories, again, self-discipline, integrity, morals, and ethics, her hypergamy gets filled through, she's looking up to you about those 4 qualities. But you have to lead with those, though, okay? So what does that mean? Why do I say that? Well, because, like I said, if she is okay with being the breadwinner, it doesn't mean that she's head of the household. You can still be head of the household as long as you're leading with those 4 things. I think that would increase a man's value, along with you being a good father. So you may not have kids, but you developing fatherhood qualities. I think that would go a long way. And that would actually broaden her horizons. That would make her a lot more marriageable. More than likely, she would be getting married. But at this point, nah, because she is in shape and she's attractive, she's feminine, but the requirements from that guy, they're just. But I mean, Chris mentioned that he would like to see her Instagram. There's not much here. I mean, yeah, there's not really much here. This is a thirst trap, clearly, but other than that, I mean, she's a picture in a bikini right here, but I'm not sure what the context of that is. Or is this a bra? I can't really tell, but yeah, there's not much here. She's done some traveling, clearly. But the thing about it is that, well, and she lists herself as a digital creator. Funny how she didn't mention that when Oh, it does say mom and a realtor. So, but we need to move on. We're gonna keep going because let's see here.
Oh, how does that work? I think if anything blows my mind more, it's that. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see who's over here, child. Hello?
Hi, Kendra.
Hey, baby.
I'm shy, so bear with me, okay?
You're shy. What's your name? Your name is Melanie?
Erin. Yeah.
Oh,
Melanie.
Aaron.
Mhm.
Aaron. Where are you calling us from, Aaron?
I'm from the Inland Empire, California.
The what?
Inland Empire, like the IE.
But you said the state is California?
Hmm.
California. How old are you, Aaron?
I'm 26.
26. What do you do for a living, love?
Property management, and I am an entrepreneur.
Management, entrepreneur. You have any children?
No, I have no kids.
No kids. You said that with a badge of honor. What is
I
your
know. I mean, I want kids one day, but I just don't have any right now.
No problem. Aaron, it's not a huge problem, but can you bring the camera up so we could be
Yeah.
that kind of side by side?
Yeah, I got a big forehead, so I'm like trying to cover my little 5 head. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. What is your zodiac sign?
I'm a Libra.
A Libra. So this is Aaron, California, 26, Libra, property manager, entrepreneur, no kids. What kind of man you looking for, baby?
I'm tall, because I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'8.5".
5'8".
Prefer no kids. Believes in God. Goes to church preferably, or at least have the desire to want to go to church with me. Kind, emotionally intelligent, marriage minded. I really don't have a preference in race. Yeah, I'm pretty much open.
She's pretty much open.
Mhm.
Let's see. What's your deal breakers?
Abusive for sure. Doesn't have a plan. Cheaters, that's a big one.
Cheaters.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have to look a certain way?
No, just prefer you to be tall.
Oh,
so I
because
can
you're
wear
tall.
heels. Yeah.
All right. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
No, just financially stable, like, because I want to get married, I want to have kids, and I don't want to work while I'm pregnant. So that's like my biggest thing. I just want you to be able to take care of us while I'm pregnant, and yeah, so enough money.
Okay, I keep hearing weird sound effects. I don't know what that is. I'm starting to think it's audio from the video. I'm not sure, but it's starting to get annoying though. Now, this woman so far has said that she's a property manager. I wrote down that she's a church girl. Here's the thing. You have to be careful with church girls. Why do I say that? Because women who tell you that he's got to go to church and all this other stuff, okay, then that means that you should be going to your pastor, not a lady who's a media personality on YouTube to help you find. Because she says she wants a man who's marriage minded. You should be going to your pastor to help you find a man who is marriageable. Especially since you said you want him in the church. Okay, well, then why are you not going to the pastor to help you vet that man instead of going to a woman who's a media personality? That doesn't. So you got to be careful about that because something's not lining up here. But let's keep going.
I need to do that.
Enough money to do that. Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Did she say she lives in California? The reason I asked is because she was very vague about the income thing, but you want a guy who's going, because you don't want to work during your pregnancy and you're expecting him to provide. That's not telling us anything. The reason I say this is because so my previous career, I used to work in financial services, and after sitting down with over 500 families, what I can tell you is that women don't know numbers like that. They can be that vague stuff that she just gave. Gentlemen, if you run across a woman like that, you need to tread lightly, because in an instant they can switch it up on you. That sounds like she's very cooperative, right? She's willing to work with you, but unless women are giving you specific parameters, that's just a bunch of, they're just talking. So the part of your vetting process when you're getting to know her, you need to find out how realistic she is about these things. Because if she is like most women, she has a certain, she doesn't know numbers like that. That's why she hasn't said any. What she's going to go by is how she feels in the moment. And that can be very dangerous, because by the time that you're in it that deep to where she is pregnant, you may have a situation on your hands because you're not making enough money, because you're not providing a lifestyle that she didn't even know she wanted. So you got to be careful with that. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it is something to keep an eye on, because again, I always say relationships are about balance. So if she's going to provide enough balance to where, okay, I can work this, it's willing for me to work it out and go through to find out more information, then there you go. But if she can't, then you need to keep that in mind. There are 2 women at my job, 6 months pregnant, working. Granted, it's a desk job, but they're still working. Most women do that. That's why I say you got to be careful about that, because when she said that, it's like, the eyebrow sticks up, because again, most people can't afford for the wife not to work. That's just the average. That's cost of living. Unless you move into a rural area where the guy, it can still be the breadwinner. And this is important. I need to say this. Being the breadwinner is an income equation. It's not, you don't have to be ultra rich to do that. For instance, if you, like, again, you live in a small city or town, right? But you make, let me get the calculator here for a second, because I do these because I know the numbers for Georgia, because that's where I live at, right? So the average man makes 37, the average woman makes 26. So if you live in a small town where you're making 60, your wife may not have to work. As a matter of fact, she probably doesn't. She's taking care of the kids and taking care of the home. But you don't make a lot. But again, you don't make a lot of money though, right? Because 60K is more than average, right? But if you're depending on what city you're in, or depending on where we're having this conversation at, that's not a lot of money. But it is in certain areas. So I think we need to move away from this misconception that, he has to make, $90,000 a year so I don't have to work. No, that's not true. You just need to make certain lifestyle choices that are going to be, you need to make some hard decisions and find out what's important to you. Well, I don't want to work. Okay. Y'all might be living in a 2-bedroom apartment. But, as long as you're willing to deal with the fact that you're not working, you don't have to work, and you're able to stay home with your child, or even be a housewife. You may not even have kids. As long as you're willing to accept the lifestyle that comes with that, then that's fine. Most women aren't, though. That's why most women want to work. But like I said, it is doable. So let's keep going.
Oh, you look good.
I work out a little bit.
Okay. What is your age range, honey? You're 26.
I would prefer like 29 to like 35.
29 to 35. Does he have to be in California?
Preferably, but I'm also based out of Texas as well.
Crypto Paradox says, I know a girl that's still unhappy not having to work. Yeah, I mean, having a stay-at-home woman is not necessarily like, that doesn't grant you happiness, So, but again, most women don't want to be stay-at-home. Most women prefer to work. Most of the time it's because they're raised to believe that income, we've raised our daughters to believe that a man should lead with his money. And that's where all his power comes from. Again, this is why I tell you guys that you need to lead with the dime: self-discipline, integrity, morals, and ethics. Because when you lead with that, it's very clear who is the head of the household. and why. Because when you leave with your money, the minute you don't have it, what do you think's going to happen? I mean, you may be able to survive that, but if that's what you're leading with, and all of a sudden you don't have that anymore, then you leave yourself open to all kinds of stuff. That's why I say that. But especially if you have higher education. Yeah, see, let's keep going. Because she was about to say something very interesting, so I actually want to back up a little bit. Whoa, too far.
Oh, you look good.
I work out a little bit.
Okay. What is your age range, honey? You're 26.
I would prefer like 29 to like 35.
29 to 35. Does he have to be in California?
Preferably, but I'm also based out of Texas as well. So I do a lot of business in Texas. So if he's in the Dallas area, that's cool too.
Okay. Could he have kids already?
I would prefer no, but just depending on what the situation is with the mom, maybe.
Okay. When is your last relationship, Aaron?
I was in a 3-year relationship that ended in February.
Okay, you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask.
Wait. Y'all were together for 3 years, and she's 26. Was that her? Was that supposed to be her husband? I mean, 3 years together. That probably should have been her husband. We definitely would need to hear more about that, because that's right in the age range. I mean, and you were with this man for 3 years, so clearly you guys are melding your lifestyles together. So I would actually want to know what happened with that. And she just asked her the sex question, so there's no right answer to this question.
When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
February.
Okay. What are 3 flaws you think you have to work on?
I am impatient. Working on that. Impulsive sometimes. Sometimes I'll just be like, yeah, I'm down. Like, so I'm trying to work on that. I can be petty. Like, if I'm getting petty energy, I'll throw it right back. And I'm trying not to match energies. I'm trying to be a little bit more high vibrational, but sometimes I can meet you there. I'm trying to be better about it, but yeah.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I believe that I am very kind. I believe that anybody would be lucky to be with me because I can cook really well.
What is that noise?
My dad says I'm a great cook.
Your dad, okay.
I'm empathetic. I love people. I just have a big heart.
Be mindful of women who tell you they're empathetic. Most women are not empathetic to men. I think she's sympathetic. I don't think empathetic means that you're understanding the male perspective. I don't think that's her. Well, I can't confirm or deny it, but because you're not asking the right questions. I'm just going off what applies to most women. Most women are not empathetic of men. Most women have no knowledge of the male experience. Let's keep going though. Oh wait, Crypto Paradox says, I think social media and this instant gratification generation has ruined dating, making a brother feel burnt out. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Because if you turn social media off, again, it does have an off button. You can't log out of it. Like, would that change anything? I don't think it's social media. I think it's the way we raise our kids. I think that has more to do with it than logging into Instagram and seeing all the instant gratifications. I get where you're coming from, but here's the problem though. The need for that gratification came from somewhere. So, Chris says, I think it's her stream. You talking about the noise? Yeah, I agree. Because Kendra's stuff wasn't making this noise before. So let's just get through this because I don't want to stay here too long.
And I don't think I look too bad either. So, yeah.
Okay, you are a pretty woman. This is Erin, California, 26, Libra, property manager, entrepreneur, no kids. And you want a marriage-minded man, you said, I believe, right?
Yes. I was married before. And
Whoa.
I totally skipped that. When did you get divorced?
In 2020.
When did you get married? How old were you?
I was 20.
How long did you stay married for?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So she got married when she was 20, got divorced at 23, and then was immediately in a 3-year relationship? Is that right? Huh. That changes everything. Okay. So, and here's why. You know, the 6 categories: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. That applies to women who are, Crypto Paradox says, you're very wise, brother. You should be top 5 in the game with your content. Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. But the fact that this woman was married first, the categories they have less value. It's more importantly about, we need to know what happened with her marriage. And most importantly, what did she learn from that experience? Because the things that, you know what, let's keep going because I'll save it for the summary.
What did you learn from that marriage?
Oh, great. Great question.
In my opinion, I feel like getting married young is not the best idea because you don't really know yourself. And so you're still figuring out yourself as this person.
No. She's not getting off that easy. That's a bunch of BS. What she's really saying is, I'm immature. It's not about age. It's that your parents did not raise you to be mature enough to handle a marriage at that age. This is why I say we need to do a better job of raising our kids, because they're underdeveloped with relationship skills and working in cooperation with one another. She just said it. Oh, I was too young. No, you were too immature. That's what that means. And we need to start being honest with people, because women say this a lot, but we need to put some earnest on some. We need to put some men. Some of the blame needs to go to men too, because we are not raising husbands. The guys are too young too. It's just like this whole narrative about, well, guys need time to get everything together. No, that's a bunch of BS, because most women are willing to work with you when you meet them young enough. Most women are willing to build with you. It's not until they get run through the meat grinder with guys who are not interested in long-term relationships, to where they get ran through, and then they want a guy who's ready-made, because they don't think it's worth it to build with a guy. That's where that sentiment comes from. This is why I was talking about earlier about the social media thing. No, it's the way we raise our kids. We're not raising them to work in cooperation with one another. See, that's going to be a bigger thing, because social media could go away tomorrow, but we're still going to have the same problems. So that's why I said that. But I did stop this because this whole narrative about, about we need to push marriage back. No, because that comes with a whole nother set of problems. Case in point, the average age of marriage in our community is over 30. And then that creates more problems, because now you're up against high-risk pregnancy. Remember, the reason why most men want marriage is so they can have a family to build a legacy. But if you're waiting till you're after 30 to get married, then you guys don't have any time to build a proper foundation to support the stress that comes with adding kids to the family. This is why I say the average age of marriage, we need to get it down to about 25, because then you have time to build the foundation. You and your spouse have time to get to know each other, to work out the the dynamics of the marriage, to work out the roles of who's going to be doing what. This is why I say, if you want the guy to be the breadwinner, okay, well, great. Now he's at the beginning of his career. Now you can help him focus on building a career where he's going to meet the income requirement to support both of you guys, right? The other thing that comes with that is that I get it. A lot of men and women are afraid of getting married at that time. But then this is also why I say we need to fix the vetting process. Because if the vetting process is fixed and we can get rid of that fear of you marrying the wrong person, or we can help reduce that fear. You see where this is going? And again, we do a better job of raising our kids so that they're at the point where 25, where they can work in cooperation, where they are wives and husbands, and they just need to find each other. And then, look, I don't want to keep going on that, because there are 4 major problems in our community, and I'm gonna get back to it after this. The way we raise our kids, the vetting process is broken. Our concept of marriage and finances. The last topic, even though it's part of my channel, I don't spend much time on it, because if we can't simultaneously work on work solutions for the first 3, the last one won't matter. Because again, we don't, as the average man does not make enough income to make it to the end of life through retirement. That means finances are the wasted conversation if we can't work out the other 3 issues. If you want more finance content, there is a playlist on my page. You can go through. There is a money playlist. You can go through that and get some of the, some of the goodies that are in there. But I'm holding back a lot of the money videos because we have other problems that take precedent. But let's keep going.
And you guys are trying to figure things out together, and sometimes life gets the best of you. And I would never wish an ugly divorce on anybody. And I had an ugly divorce, so.
Okay. But you want to get married again?
I do. My dad and my mom have been together almost 30 years, and I've seen that pillar of love, and I'm just like, I see the way my dad treats my mom, and I'm like, oh, I want that. So I have this fantasy of marriage in my head, but I'm also very practical because I've been through it. So.
Fair enough. All right, let's do it. Aaron, California, how can the guy reach out to you?
My Instagram _MelanieB. Yeah.
So, is she marriageable is the question. Her Instagram set to private. That's why I didn't pull it up. Is she marriageable? This is a good one. Because like I said, she's already been married. So there are going to be some red flags here. And it's mostly, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. She's not overweight. She is feminine, or she appears to be feminine. She came on here. She looks presentable. Not only that, but she wore a dress. She is feminine, and she's childless. I mean, yeah, she's marriageable. Here's the things that you got to watch out for, because you need to find out how submissive she is. Her background suggests that she is a submissive woman because she has a religious background. That's questionable, though, because she was married already and got divorced. Same thing with is she cooperative? Again, if she was cooperative and submissive, what are the chances that she would have gotten divorced in a religious setting? The church frowns upon divorce, but yet she went through it. But that's what she led with, though. So something is going on there. It requires more information. Like I said, she is marriageable. If your categories are fit, feminine, and childless, you might have something here. I would just say you need to during the vetting process, you need to find out about her level of submissiveness or submission, and how much she's actually willing to cooperate with you. Because the main on Kendra's show, the main the biggest hint to a woman who's cooperative is usually the finance question about how much money does the guy need to make, and if they're willing to work with the majority of men out there. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go marry an average man, but are you willing to work with someone? And we don't know that, because if she hadn't have been married, then I would say it is possible. But because she was married, that makes you wonder why the marriage ended. And she mentioned about being impulsive and a couple other things that were enough to me to say, okay, hold on here. If you guys want to go back and rewatch this one, if this is the type of woman that you are interested in, I would suggest you go back and listen to her flaws again, what she thinks, why she thinks she's single, or what's the 3 things she needs to work on. Because it's a good possibility that those are whatever those things are, or those are the reasons why she got divorced. And you just have to figure out, is it going to be worth it? But I'm going to be honest with you. This woman is attractive. And in order for you as an average man to marry a woman who is this attractive, remember, she's in shape, she's slim, she's tall, she didn't have any kids at 26, there's going to be some give. You're going to have to, that equation has to be balanced. So it could be either way. So I would say she is marriageable. And we're just going to leave it at that. But there are some things that you need to watch out for. Let's keep it going. Who do we have next? Oh, that was fast. Okay. Whoa.
Bye, sweetheart. All right, let's see what we got going on in here. Hello? Hey. Hi.
Excited.
What's your name, baby?
My name is Chris, and I go by Juice.
You want me to call you Juice?
That's fine, yes, ma'am.
Juice. Where you calling us from, Juice?
I'm also in Cincinnati, Ohio, and that was my ex earlier.
Who was your ex?
Masig, the one that was married.
Well, wait, he says he's still married.
Is he married to her?
Because it's not his fault. He's waiting for the paperwork to be signed. So I mean, they did.
Oh, you're not the wife.
No, Girl,
So you dated him while he was married?
technically, yeah.
And so why'd y'all break up?
Because he a Bengals fan.
What?
It's
No, we're not. No, wait. And yes, Chris, her name is Juice. That's what she goes by. But also, I want you to pay attention to her Instagram, Young Thundercat. So that Young Thundercat, and her name is Juice. That's what she goes by. And I'm looking at this Instagram. Yeah, it's a bunch of thirst traps on here. Yeah. Yeah, had it, and you're going to talk about, well, you know what? Let's get into it.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Are you an opposite fan of the opposite team?
I'm a Titans fan.
You're a Titans fan.
Yes, ma'am.
So y'all broke up because he's a Bengals fan?
That's my side. It's not
What was-
necessarily true.
She wearing a Tennessee Titans shirt right now. Is that what that is? It is. Huh.
So how long were you dating him while he's been married?
I think we was together for maybe 2 years, I think.
So he's been going through a separation for 2 years?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And the only problem is his wife signing the paperwork?
That's what he's waiting on, yes, ma'am.
You can vouch for that? Like you met his wife before you met her?
Yeah, but she can't be served. Like, she can't be found right now to be served.
They had kids, right?
They have a son together, yes, ma'am. He has his son full time.
Oh, he has a son full time.
Mm-hmm.
Good child. So, and when did y'all break up?
In 2021, I think.
Oh, you broke up like 2 years ago.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So now, did you see him on the show tonight, and you just so happened? So you saw him?
Because he needs somebody.
Well, y'all broke up 2 years ago. How do you know what he needs?
Well, we communicate here and there.
Are y'all still stay in contact?
Yeah, we're still friends. We're just not together.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well.
Friends with the ex. You know what? Is this? Are we about to do this with her? Yeah, we are. Okay, I thought she just called in to support the guy, but friends with the ex. We're not starting off good here. and broke up with the guy because they like different football teams.
There you have it. Child, the ex-girlfriend done seen her ex-boyfriend on the show. Now she on the show. Well, we had to hang out with him because he was married. Are you married to anybody?
Oh no, I've never been married.
Never been married. All right, Juice. Where you calling us from, honey?
Cincinnati.
Juice had the juice and the tea. What do you know?
You're good,
Cincinnati. And how old are you again?
I'm 32.
32. What do you do for a living?
I'm a therapist.
You're a therapist. You're a
Wait,
therapist?
what?
I am. I work with couples.
Work with couples. Oh my God. And you broke up with a guy because of a football team. Man, come on. This has got to be, you can't be serious, man. This has got to be, oh my God. All right, let's keep going.
Don't get me wrong. I would not think a therapist would date a married man.
Well, when we got together, I didn't know that he was married, but he did explain the situation. So I was able to meet her. I don't really know what the holdup is now. At the time, they did file the paperwork and they were going.
I don't think she's trolling. I think she's serious because look at her face now. Like she's very serious. This is why I said, we're starting off bad because she's still friends with her ex, friends enough that that even though she broke up with him because of a football team, she still talks to him enough that, oh, well, you know what? I want to call into the show too because I see him on there and I want to support him. I'm going to tell his story to help him out. Why are you trying to help out an ex-boyfriend that much? And y'all have been broken up for over a year. It's almost like they're still attached somehow. So, you know what? We just need to get to it because.
Correct, but I don't know what happened with that.
Well, you said that they can't get a divorce because he can't find her.
Well, she can't be served now, but at the time it was, oh yeah, we're doing this, but it just didn't get done. Okay.
You're a couples therapist. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Taurus.
When's your birthday?
May 14.
Okay. I'm a Taurus too. Juice Cincinnati, 32, Taurus, couples therapist. You have any children?
I do. I have a 14-year-old son.
Okay. All right, Juice. What kind of man are you looking for, honey?
I have my list. Is that okay if I read it?
Absolutely. Let's hear it.
I'm looking for an alpha male who is tall, dark-skinned, left-handed, with nice teeth, emotionally regulated, and who is a Christian. All of that. Mm-hmm. All of it.
I thought I was going to have to look up income for Ohio, but this is a bigger problem right here. I got her Instagram pulled up, but it's... Left-handed. What do we get here? 10% of the... She's looking for 10% of the population. And he's got to be an alpha male. Oh, my God. She had a kid at 18. And I missed the part about her telling her age. That happens. It's that... You know what? The fact that she had a kid at 18 is not bothering me as opposed to some of this other stuff that she's talking about. Got rid of a guy because he was a Bengals fan. And you can look for a guy who's left-handed, and that's 10% of the population. We ain't even got to the fact that is Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, my God, man, this is... Oh... She's 32. Okay, we got to get back on track here. Let's keep going.
All of it, Miss Kendra. All of it.
Read it one more time.
I would like an alpha male who is tall, at least 6'2", dark skin, left-handed, with nice teeth, who is emotionally regulated, and who is a Christian.
You're a couples therapist.
I am.
What would you say to yourself if you was on the couch?
About what I'm looking for?
Great question.
Yeah.
That is specific and detailed, and anyone who doesn't meet the criteria just doesn't get picked.
She totally missed it.
So if he was right-handed, he's out.
No, that's a preference.
Oh,
Like me wanting a left-handed man is a preference.
okay.
Oh, you said it on the list like it was a requirement. That's
Yeah.
why I was really skeptical.
Oh no, ma'am. I would like that. I would love it if he
Why?
did if he met everything. I would really love that.
Tall and dark skin, is that non-negotiable or that's not negotiable?
The height is not negotiable. No.
6'2" is not. Is there a money requirement to this?
Depending on how many kids he has. If he's single with maybe one kid, 75 grand would do because it's kind of expensive to live here. But if he has multiple children off $75,000, that's probably not going to be enough.
We'll just stay with 75K.
Okay.
So how many men have you met that have your list and make 75K?
Oh, that's a great question, but I want to show you guys something real quick here. Average income for men in Ohio, $38,000. You know what? Oh man, there's too much. And one of the guys in the chat was saying that she's a therapist. Yeah, she's a couples therapist too. So I don't know. That's why that question about if she was on the couch, what would she be saying? And I thought that was a powerful question because a lot of this stuff is sounding crazy. Yeah, this is. Chris says way too arrogant. I don't know if she's arrogant. I'm not sure if that's what it is. If delusional was a person. Wow. But see, here's the thing, though. She read those. Kendra got it right. She read those things like those were requirements. Those were non-negotiable. But now she's saying those are preferences. If they're preferences, then that means that that means that she could go without them. So that's like saying, the perfect man is this. But the fact that she lists those as preferences says that she doesn't have to have all those things. So he doesn't have to be left-handed. Okay. So now we're back to 100% of men, right, who are marriageable, right? So let's keep going because I'm not going to say that she's delusional yet. Because again, a lot of women get caught up in this, or we as men get caught up in the way the question is worded, right? When women list their perfect guy. But most women don't believe that stuff about 666 because you want to know why? Look at their past dating history. Look who they've been dating. Look who they've been with. Look who their kid's father is. Most of the time, the majority of men. That's why I don't do the whole high value conversation because most women will never meet a high value man in their lifetime, but they'll still go out on dates with guys. Why? Because those things aren't requirements. It just sounds good to say that stuff when you got the camera in front of you. Let's keep going though, because we got some. We haven't really learned anything about what she's looking for yet.
Not my whole list. I can't be nobody left-handed.
Maybe you should get rid of that requirement.
Maybe I should. But that's a hope though.
Take it off left-handed. We're going to take it off left-handed, girl. But everything else, 75K, let's just say he has one kid in your list. How many men have you met?
Quite a few.
Why are you not with them?
Great question.
Because they're not emotionally regulated.
Then that means they're not on your list then. I said how many men on your list that gave me your list that meet your requirement, and that's on your list. So then that means he wouldn't be a person that you met, right?
Oh no, are you talking about now or men?
I'm talking about now, around this world. Your list, 75K. How many men do you know that meet that requirement?
I don't know any. That's why I came on the show. I haven't been looking to date for the past 2 years.
Also, for the past 2 years, when men have been approaching.
Whoa. Guys, you got to check this out. This is crazy. She says she's in Cincinnati, right? Average income for men. Average income in Cincinnati for men, $30,000, and you want a guy making. Wow.
And you just been rebuking it.
Yes, ma'am, because I wasn't healed myself. I wasn't ready to date.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Liars. I don't like liars. I don't like to be lied to. I don't like unmotivated men. And I don't like men that are not emotionally regulated.
Okay.
Okay, so this emotional regulation thing that seems to be the biggest thing for her. I'd say that's if we had to pick like the type of guy that she's going for, she's looking for, I would say that's the biggest thing, not the income, because she's mentioned it several times so far. Whereas Kendra has asked her questions about income, she has specifically said emotional regulation, whatever that means. I don't think that's a clinical term. I think that's something that she's come up with, but let's find out.
I think I understand. A person that can control their emotions is what you're saying, right?
Yes, ma'am. Like an impulsive person, like says things when they get upset that they can't take back, stuff like that, like saying hurtful stuff.
Okay. You kind of already got to the description. You said he has to be 6'2".
No, he just has to be 6 feet, 6 feet or taller. I would prefer 6'2", but.
Okay, 6 feet or taller. And then you said tall and dark. Those are preferences.
Yes.
Money we got too early too. You said 75K. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh, don't talk about me because I ain't gonna close on.
Why don't you have no clothes on?
Well, I'm not like dressed.
You're fully covered. What are you talking about?
Like I'm not dressed. I just got on like house stuff.
No, you look good. Your body looks good.
Thank you.
You look good. All right. So was that guy your last relationship?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So last guy you dated was a married man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't have to answer. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
2 years ago with my ex.
Oh, with him. And you guys still talk?
We're still friends.
Of course they still talk.
What are 3 flaws you think you have to work on, Juice?
I'm gonna say my tolerance, Miss Kendra, because the moment I feel like somebody's gonna have me messed up, I'm out of there. I don't really do second chances. And let me see. I'm stubborn too.
You're stubborn?
Of course. I'm a Taurus. I'm a true Taurus. I'm real stubborn.
Okay. True. Yeah. And that's just 2?
That I can think of. I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't really know anything else left that I need to work on that someone's told me.
Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Because I'm encouraging. I am a good listener and I'm supportive.
You're supportive.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's the age range you would date? You're 32.
I want to say like 35 to like 40.
35 to 40. Does he have to be in Cincinnati?
Not necessarily, no, ma'am.
Could he have kids?
Yes, ma'am. But can I put a cap on that? Can I put that on the list?
What you want to put on the list? What you want to say about that?
Like 2 kids is it. I can't do no more than that.
2 kids. Do you want more kids yourself?
So I've never had, I don't have birth children. My son is from my birth son. So I would like to have kids, but I mean, if it don't happen, it just don't happen.
Okay. Do you have an adopted child?
Yes, ma'am. He's 14.
He's what?
He's 14.
He's 14, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Drew, Cincinnati, 32, Taurus, couples therapist. What are the number 1 issues couples have with you when they come? I know you.
I'm sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what's number 1 complaint couples have when they come to you?
Great question.
Number 1 complaint? Communication.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 35 to 40.
Preferably, yes.
All right. And just for the hell of it, read the list of requirements again.
Miss Kendra, you already told me how to take some stuff off of here. You don't.
Yes, we
That's where she messed up, and she said it's a list of requirements that made us think that these are deal breakers, and it's not. It's just a list of it's her list of what the ideal man is, but no one meets their ideal person. That's how not when you most people, if they met their ideal person, they wouldn't know how to handle it because most people don't qualify for their ideal person. It's a fantasy, right? So I think we've got. There's a lot here that we have to go over. I'm just looking at my notes, and yeah, this is going to take a minute to let's just go ahead and finish this out. We also got to go over her Instagram too, because something's going on here, and it's just below the surface, and we're gonna have to peel back some layers to get to the bottom of it.
You took off left-handed. Let's hear the rest of it again. Yes, we're taking off left-handed. Now that is just ridiculous. That is just ridiculous.
Okay. Well, can I add something else?
Sure. Add a unicorn if you want. I mean,
Okay.
I asked you at the end of the day, I like to ask questions. You said yourself you have never met a man with all those requirements. That's what you said.
I haven't,
Take the hint.
but I want to.
Okay.
That's too much.
I mean, reality speaks to you. What do you want me to do? I don't know you from anything. I'm just asking questions, and I'm trying to give you questions that can lead you to answers. Couples therapists.
I know.
Right.
Isn't that what you do? Therapy just ask a lot of questions, and they help you guide you to your own answers. Isn't that how it usually works?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
So, as somebody who studied psychology, that was my major in college. That is exactly how it works. This woman is. See, here's the problem with a lot of times therapists. What a little known fact that most people don't realize about therapists is a lot of times therapists, they are in therapy themselves, and as they should be, because listening to people's problems takes an emotional toll on you. So the average person doesn't realize that their therapist is in therapy because it's not something that licensed professionals talk about. But when you receive that amount of, how do I put this? You require some form of counseling. It's like when police officers, if all you see is the worst in people, then you build up that in your head that people are just, always out to get you because that's all you see. Well, the same thing happens to therapists. The same thing really happens in almost any profession where you deal with people, right? But therapists specifically because they take on a lot of negative emotions from other people, and it takes a lot to process those things. So usually therapists have their own therapists, and it's in most cases is to prevent burnout. This woman, I don't see the signs that she's. Well, no, she talked about it, but I don't think she. I think she went for different reasons. MGTOW Universe, welcome to the stream. But yeah, let's keep going because I'm about to break this one down. There's a lot here.
well, you go deeper.
It depends on what the issue is, yes, ma'am. With couples, yes, ma'am, I do ask some questions and kind of see what they want, what their desired outcome is, but they'll tell me, and I just pretty much listen and mediate the conversation.
Okay. So you think you're legitimate? You think your list is fine? Like that's not too much to ask?
No, I never said it wasn't too much to ask. It's very specific.
Okay.
That if I meet somebody with all these characteristics, that's my husband. But if I don't, then I guess I can work with what I have to work with.
Okay, fair enough. All right. I'm not gonna make you read it again. You gave it.
No, I don't mind.
You want to? Good.
But can I say the left-handed, or I gotta take that off?
Listen, it's your world. You listen. It's your world. It's your life. Can I just break down why is left-handed important?
That's a good question.
Because it's different, actually. And my father's left-handed, and he's a really good man. And I want somebody that's like my dad. I mean, I know left-handed ain't really my dad, but I just think that they think.
Oh.
There is a truth.
Ooh, my head is hurting.
The brain connection, but
oh
you
God,
can read it
man!
if you want to read it again, you can. I already made you read it twice.
No, I don't mind.
Oh
Okay, go ahead.
man.
I would like an alpha male who's tall, dark-skinned, left-handed, with nice teeth, who's emotionally regulated, and who's a Christian.
And 75K is the bare minimum.
If he has children, yes, ma'am. If he because the cost of living is just expensive.
So really, if he has 2 children or more, he has to make how much?
Um, like six figures.
Okay.
Because like if you're an active parent who's purchasing things, kids are expensive.
All right, sweetheart. How could the guy reach out to you, baby?
My Instagram at youngthundercat_.
Okay, so that was a lot, right? There were some positives though. She's not obese. Her personality, she appears feminine. She came on here. She looks presentable, right? But also her personality is very upbeat. It's a bubbly personality. That it's feminine. If it's also very friendly. You know, it's just some of the things that she say is very off-putting, but there is some more positives to the things that she says. Now we got to go to the opposite end, because is she friendly? Yeah, she is. Wait, no, she's not. No, she's not. No, she's not. Here's why. Remember what she said. She had went through something traumatic, and the reason why she wasn't dating is because she wasn't emotionally ready. So, to the majority of men up to this point, she's not been friendly. She's been turning everyone off. She said that her last relationship was over a year ago, was with that guy that's still married, right? So how has she been presenting herself to the men over that year? Has she been friendly to them? We don't. That's questionable. That's why I say I don't really know if she is friendly. It doesn't appear that way. She has a personality. I think when she's ready, she will be friendly. So maybe that's what it is then. So then I would say yeah, because at this point, even though past actions, I kind of have to give her the benefit of the doubt. Even though past behavior says no, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt just because of her personality. She's been very upbeat on this while talking to Kendra. So is she cooperative? I'm going to say no. She said it herself. If you don't meet her standards, then oh well. So the spirit of cooperation is not really there. If you meet the standards, then she will become cooperative. Like that income standard. Because she said it's okay if the guy has kids as long as he can take care of them. Newsflash, you don't need to make... There's plenty of parents out here getting by on, you know what? We're not even going to go there just because this is, I'm going to put this on screen. Average income for men in the city of Cincinnati. And you want a guy making 75. So, no. MGTOW Universe says she wasn't emotionally ready because she's been a side chick to the boyfriend, waiting patiently. I even think she had adopted his son in her mind. I'm not sure if that's true or not. She did mention that her son is adopted. We just don't know if it was that guy's kid or not. So that would be kind of weird that she adopted another man's kid that she's no longer with. That'd be kind of strange, especially if the marriage wasn't in there. So I'm not sure if that's the case. But there are some other things going on here. The submissiveness, I don't see that. I didn't hear anything that made me think that this woman is submissive. I mean, you know what? We just went over cooperative. You know what the biggest red flag was? You not being cooperative. You broke up with the guy because he was a Bengals fan. Like clearly you didn't care because he was married. I mean, because I can understand that because the paperwork has been filed. She just has to sign it, but we can't find her. She ghosted the guy, but y'all are still dating or whatever. Maybe wouldn't have been my choice for you, but okay, I get that. But you break up with him because he's a Bengals fan? No, there's no cooperation there. No, I'm sorry. No. No, there's not. And then she's got a kid. So, I mean, but she's fit, feminine, and friendly, though. So, I mean, Here's the even though she meets the three of the categories, my answer is still no. Here's why. She wants a man who's making 75 and up, right? But look at the age range where she says 35 to 40. Most men who are higher earners reach that income when they're 50 plus. So the guy who was going to make 75 at 35, he's not making that. This is how, see, that's why I said this is delusional, because you want this high income earner who is, or, you know, he's top 15%. He's probably top 5% of men because he's making it at an early age, right? And then he's just supposed to go with a woman who is, and she said this, who is stubborn. Chris says very small window. That's a minuscule window. Because again, the average income is 30 or 31 if we're going to be lenient. 31,000, and you want a guy making more than twice that. And you already have a kid. But let's make it even better though. All right? Let's take a look at her Instagram. Here we go. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 thirst traps. She got an Instagram full of thirst traps. Well, it's not full of thirst traps, but she got thirst traps on here. Now, you know what I'm getting from her? She's the fun time girl. So you want to, that's the vibe that I'm getting from her. You got thirst traps on Instagram and not cooperative, not submissive. I didn't hear her say anything about marriage-minded men. Could be. I don't know. I didn't hear. I might have missed it. I mean, I'm open to the possibility that I'm going to be wrong, but that's what she's giving. She's giving the vibe that she's the fun time girl. In which cases, most men do not marry the fun time girl unless they're the only time that happens is when, how do I say this? Is when the guy's sexual marketplace value cannot know he normally can't attract women who are of that woman's beauty standards. So he's willing to bend on a lot of things to balance the equation. That's when it does happen. But look, we're gonna move on. Yeah, let's keep going. And
let me see if I have a guy. I don't know if I have a lot of ladies. I gotta get some men on the show. Let's go right here. Hello?
It's me.
It was you. You got better light, boo?
I do. Hold on. I was not expected to get picked. Oh wow.
What?
All right, there we go.
Okay.
What resolution is that?
This haircut, you look cute.
Oh, thank you.
It's maxed
What's your
out.
name,
Oh
honey?
man.
I'm Tammy.
Tammy, where you calling us from, baby?
ATL.
ATL's in the building. How old
Yes.
are you?
Okay.
I'm 34. Just turned
34. What do you do for a living?
I have a lot of things I do, but my main thing is a teacher.
You're a teacher. Okay.
Teacher. Okay.
What do you teach?
I teach English,
English.
high school.
High school. You have any kids, Tammy?
Oh no, ma'am.
Okay.
No,
What's your
ma'am.
zodiac sign?
I'm a Gemini.
A Gemini. So this is Tammy, ATL, no kids, 34, Gemini, teacher, and she teaches English. What kind of man you looking for, baby?
Okay, so I have what I call the 3 C's. And those 3 C's are communication, consistency, and commitment. But then I kind of added like
Okay.
a 4th C, which is cash, because the last person I dated was a homosexual. So, yeah, we need some money in there too.
A homosexual is what? I don't know.
A homosexual is like a man who is not financially stable, and so they cannot take care of themselves. They can't, do the basic things that they need to do in life. And I'm at a point in life where I can't build no man up.
Translation: she's looking for an average man who can take care of himself. She's in Atlanta. That seems so far it seems reasonable, but let's keep going.
I ain't got it in me. It ain't that ain't what I was called to do in this world. So
Fair enough. Okay. What's some deal breakers?
So one of my main deal breakers is like I'm 34, I'm childless, so I can't do baby mama drama. I would prefer a man who didn't have any kids at all. But if you do have a kid, or kids, it needs to be all by the same woman. I can't do multiple baby mamas. My dad had
Okay.
4 of us, all by different women, and when my dad passed away, that going through probate court and having to go through all that mess with 4 different women was absolutely insane, and I ain't got time for it. Nope, not gonna be me.
So if he has kids, they all got to be by the same woman.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay.
That's reasonable.
Does he have to look a certain way?
I'm not real. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not picky on looks. We have our preferences, but at the end of the day, I've had people approach me that were fine, like typically fine together.
Is that your Wi-Fi? Wait, hold on. Your Wi-Fi went off for a second. So you had people approach you that were fine. Was the last thing I heard.
Okay, so I have had people approach me that were very attractive, but like if your character is not together, if you're not a good human, if you're not doing the right things, like that's not gonna.
Maybe your Wi-Fi is not on your side. Wi-Fi is not on your side
no.
tonight.
No.
Like it's getting. I know. Do you see yourself as Glory? You got.
Now this is interesting because essentially what she says is she wants a guy that leads with character. I could respect that. And I'd be interested to know. Oh, wait. Mother and father were not together. But still, I think we need to keep going with this one. So far, I don't see anything that's standing out as being like extreme or anything. All the things that she listed says that she's looking for an average man. So.
You got clear.
No, I don't see myself. Can you hear me?
Better. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know.
Right, so
my Wi-Fi's always janky.
So let's pick it up again from about what was the question that I asked? I forgot my question at that moment.
Attractiveness level.
Attraction. Okay, yeah. So what are you saying about attraction?
So I think character is more important than physical attraction. I do think I need to be physically attracted to that person, but character is more important to me.
Okay. And money, is there a dollar amount?
You have to make at least. I would like you to make more than I do, so at least as much as me, and I'm at like 66. So you need to be making, because my birthday just passed. I took myself to Europe, so if you can't do the things I do for myself,
Okay, so she wants a man who's making 60, which is actually for the area that she's in. She's in Atlanta. The average income is 55. 60 is not that much of a stretch. So let's see. MGTOW Universe says it's coming. She's going to jump out the bag on you. Okay, well, we'll see. And Chris says, hit the like button on the way in. Thank you. I agree. Hit the like button.
If he can't take you to Europe?
No, like I'm not saying take me to Europe, but like if you can't afford to do the things that I do for myself, we not gonna mesh well. Like if you ain't got your passport, we not gonna mesh well. I do 2 international trips a year. So it's like I need you to get on my speed. And I think, I can move like this because I am childless. I don't have anything holding me down. But like, so that's what I do in my free time.
So here's the issue. She makes an average income for Atlanta, but here's the problem though. This woman she can't afford to take those trips. Again, how do I know this stuff? Because I spent 5 years working in financial services as a licensed coach. I've sat down with over 500 families. on a teacher's salary, you can't. She's making a lot of sacrifices to do that. And what I would say is that right off the bat, I'm saying that this woman's not saving enough for income. I mean, she's not saving enough of her income for retirement. Teachers are notorious for doing that, and it's because they think they're okay because they have a 403b or a government sponsored retirement plan. And I'm telling you, those things are horrible for leaving teachers high and dry because they're not set up right the majority of the time. She's moving like a man. I don't know if she's moving like a man because again, I think she's just she's moving like a woman who has a career and is single. I'm not going to say she's strong and independent just because she's moving like she is a career woman who is looking for, because remember, she didn't lead with the money. She led with the guy having character. So if she's been, Chris says, if she's been to Dubai, it's a wrap. I'm not going to count her out just for that. So let's go.
Break, summertime, I travel.
Especially because in the news recently, we had a young lady who went to Dubai and got arrested because of bad behavior. So if she's been to Dubai and made it back, it means that she knows when to act, when not to act up. So, but that's neither here nor there. Let's just keep going.
But you can help them get a passport, right?
I mean, yeah, but I'm like, they have to be. I feel like if you are my age and you don't have a passport.
How old are you?
I'm 34. So I started traveling at 25. So if you are my age and you don't need to have it, now if it's expired, that's a whole different thing. But if you in 30s and you ain't never thought about getting a passport, you probably not trying to go out the country for real. That's just
the only thing that says is that she's lived a middle class lifestyle for most of her life. So that I'm sorry. She grew up in an urban area middle class lifestyle, because when you move into small cities and towns, that stuff is not as important. It's just not. And that guy could be making her income requirement in an area where the income is lower, which means that he is a higher earner for that area, and he still not have a passport. So it's literally, she's talking about, she's just, without realizing, she says she's saying what type of environment she grew up in, and she would prefer a man who is there. That's why the income requirement to me is not a red flag, because again, the average is about 55 for her area. So the fact that she's looking for a guy who makes 60, and not really much of a stretch there.
Not necessarily. I mean, here's the thing. I understand you want to travel, but that's something you can introduce a guy to. Like, that can make you different. Like, maybe you'll meet a guy with a passport. So I'm not saying that you're not going to, but I wouldn't make that a strong red flag if he didn't have one. You could be the woman to introduce him to that, and that would make you different than all the other women. So just don't be, if you meet a guy that's a good guy and don't got a passport, girl, just help him get a passport, child.
I mean, I'm willing, but I feel like, I don't know, it's been my experience. The last person I dated was older than me, and people be set in their ways. So
yeah, this is true.
I kind of need you to come kind of like-minded. Like, let's go. Where we going?
All right, I tried, fellas. Have a passport or don't hit her up. Okay, so that was about finances. So we gotta be able to travel. Okay.
Which also covers felonies, because if he got a felony, he can't leave the country, right?
I think so. Look, I know men who've been to jail that know how to get on a plane, child. So I think there might be something to that. I know men that have been in jail and out of jail and traveled the country. But I don't really know how jail works too much. But girl, let's do the Kendra Kim.
Oh, okay. I see people in the comments saying I'm in debt, baby. Only debt I got is student loan debt, and they ain't never gonna get paid back because teachers don't make enough money. So how about that?
Oh God.
Play with your mama, don't play with me, baby. Oh, they gonna.
Translation: I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I knew it. This is what I'm telling y'all, man. Chris says, I haven't been to Atlanta in a few years, but I heard it's the ultimate fake it till you make it city. That's every major city. That's every major city. Atlanta is no different. It's not.
How you gonna be able to see me? I'm on my computer. All right, so this is me.
Okay.
I'm just wearing my little night clothes right now. I don't know. I don't know if y'all want to see. I got a little belly, just a little bit, you know.
You look good. You look good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I think y'all got the picture there.
Tammy, does the guy have to be in Atlanta?
I would prefer that they be like, if they're not in Atlanta, like somewhere close enough to drive. Just because I've done long distance, most of my adult relationships have been long distance, and I feel like that caused this issue. So if you are not in Atlanta, the metro Atlanta area, somewhere in Georgia, you gotta be willing to drive because I don't like to drive unless you're trying to fly me out. Like,
He said,
yeah, I don't know what we gonna do. You know, people be hitting me up. Oh yeah, I'm in Washington D.C. You far, baby. What am I gonna do with you? You gonna fly
you have
me?
an accent. Are you from New Orleans?
No,
You keep saying baby the way they say it in New Orleans.
I'm theatrical.
Oh, okay, okay,
I'm
okay.
very theatrical.
Look for your English teacher. Okay.
I am.
So you said all your relationships have been long distance?
Well, okay, so I I have a very short dating history. I was single for most of my adult life. I didn't start dating for real until I turned 29. So
Whoa.
there's that. So I've only technically dated two people as an adult. So yeah.
Okay, okay. All
That's a
right.
little, that's unusual.
What happened to your last relationship? When did your last relationship end?
So it was like 2.5 years ago. He's like engaged. Shout out to him. um
Really?
yeah.
What was wrong with that? What happened?
So basically, like I said, he was an older guy. He wasn't really like established, like he presented himself to be when I first met him. And we were long distance, and I asked him like the straw that broke the camel's back. I asked him, I said, babe, I haven't seen you. Can we get on Zoom and do like a little Zoom day? And bro just didn't show up. And I was like, but you're not working right now. So what were you doing that you couldn't get on the Zoom call up? And he made it a big thing, and we fell out over it. And I tried to, like, I'm a communicator. It's very important. So I'm trying to like have a conversation with him, like, this is how I feel about the situation, and he was not able to receive it. And it was just a lot of me trying to make that relationship work, and I didn't feel like he was putting in the effort. And so when I called him on it, he couldn't like communicate about it, and that was a huge red flag because I'm not a person that sweeps stuff under the rug. I like things solved. And so even if in that moment he couldn't communicate with me, if he had just said, can we put a pin in it and come back to this, we could have dealt with it. But he just didn't want to discuss it at all. And that's why I said, like, sometimes when you're dating older guys, they be old and set in their ways and they do not want to change. And I need us to grow together. Like, you can't stay where you are. I don't want to stay where I am. I want us to grow together.
But he's getting married.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, okay, fair enough. You don't have to answer this question, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Last October.
Okay, like almost a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what are 3 flaws you think you have to work on, Tammy?
I think that sometimes I put too much on my plate. And because I put too much on my plate, I overwhelm myself, and that causes tension because my love language is acts of service. And so, like, I might somebody might ask me, okay, like, cook a meal, and I'll cook a meal, but I've added all these different things that I want to add to the.
Okay, I got to stop it here because I got to say this. The whole love languages things, I don't get down with that. I read the book and I was just like, okay. First off, all these women who keep talking about love languages, I want to know how many of them actually finished that book. I'm just saying. But the biggest deal is that a lot of times women will say my love language is this. If your love language is acts of service, and shouldn't that mean that you receive love by performing acts for other people? I don't know. Like I said, I think people are way too complicated to just put them in this box. And I recognize the irony of that is that we've got these 6 categories for women. But remember, these are things that these are traits that men are looking for to vet women for being a wife, for being a good wife for them. It's a little bit different than saying, well, I'm this, so I'm looking for this. With the 6 characteristics, you don't have to have all 6. And we're saying that you should, most people have at least 2 to 3. So there's a little bit of leeway there, but let's keep going.
Meal, and now I stress myself out because I got 19 things to cook, and now I'm mad at you for not helping, but I did it to myself by adding that much to my plate, you know. So I think that's one thing.
So at the basis, because I've come across this before with women, the basis of that, why they do that, I'm strong and independent and I can do it. Believe it or not, this is very common in our community. Our women will take on these tasks because they're trying to prove that they're Wonder Woman, and they 100% will get mad at you, will get upset with you if you don't, for not helping, even though they volunteered to do all that stuff. It's something you got to keep an eye out for. Like I said, like I usually say about these things, it's not necessarily a deal breaker, but you need to keep an open mind so you know what you're getting into, you know, before you put a ring on her finger. Understand that if this is the woman, if those are the negative aspects and the positive aspects are what you're looking for, then you need to be prepared to deal with it. That's the only thing it means.
I think another thing is I'm not as established as I would like. Like I want to own a home. So I just met with my financial advisor and she's like, well, owning a home is probably like 2 years and 2-3 years in the future. And I'm like, no, I want to own a home right now.
Stop going to Europe. I do 2 trips a year. Remember that? Stop doing those trips. It's like I said, it's either one or the other. Again, priorities. But I'm going to go ahead and tell the few ladies who watch this channel, don't buy a home. Don't buy a house and you're still single, because all that's going to do is tie you down to that area. You never know. Your husband may be, 3 hours away, which in her case would still be in Georgia. But because you bought a house there, now you're stuck. So I get it. Rent and everything else is expensive. Figure it out. I just say don't buy a house if you're still single. Now, if you got a kid, that's a little bit different because, you want to get your kid in a stable environment. That's understandable. But if you ain't got no kids, why you buying a house? For what?
And so I'm not as established as I would like. And also, I think that sometimes I'm blunt and I've been working on this. I'm blunt and sometimes that hurts people's feelings, but it's never my intention to hurt people's feelings. I'm just honest. And so I've been working on how to be honest without being cruel. So
working on how to be honest without being cruel. Gotcha.
No. Don't believe that. It's you working on honest without being petty. Because again, how do men communicate with each other? We prefer you to be blunt. We prefer you to get to the point, but you need to do it without being petty. There's a difference there.
I would have got to be lucky to be with you, honey.
Child, I am the catch, okay? I cook, I'm clean. I've been told my whole life I'm motherly, I'm loving. I helped raise all of my little cousins. This weekend, my niece just turned, actually today's her birthday. My niece just turned 6. And this weekend, I spent my entire weekend doing her and her sister's hair so they could take pictures. So I feel like there's a very motherly nature that I have. And I feel like, and I'm a woman of God, I have the spirit of the Lord on me, and I can like
another church girl. Okay, well, where's the pastor at that's supposed to be helping you find a husband? I'm not falling for it. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it.
Like list my accomplishments, but I don't feel like that's what makes me a good partner. I think it's my loyalty. I think it's how I love people. I try to love people intentionally. Like I want people to love me and my love language. So I try to learn my person's love language so I can love them accordingly. So.
Okay. And what was their age range again? You're 34.
I don't want anybody younger than 30. I have 20-year-olds in my DMs all the time I'm like, baby, I can't do nothing with that. You too young. So 30 to about 44, 45.
Okay. And you do want your own children one day, right?
I would like kids, but I only want kids under the right circumstances, which is in the context of marriage. So if I'm not married, I don't want nobody. I don't be a baby mama. Like, no shade against baby mamas. It's just, that's not my ministry. I've seen my cousins, I've seen my mom, I've seen everybody struggle trying to take care of kids.
That makes sense.
I don't want it. I want that for me. So
okay. Let's do it. This is Tammy, ATL, 34, Gemini teacher, English teacher, no kids. How can the guy reach out to you, baby?
Best way to reach out to me is my Instagram, and it's your_.
And let's take a look at said Instagram. Yeah, Chris says love that. I agree. That's a good person. That's a good characteristic. It's good character to have. But let's go ahead and take a look at her Instagram. Okay. Let's see here. So I don't really see any thirst traps. I mean, this is questionable here. Looks like she might be on a boat or something, but other than that, I don't really see any thirst traps here. She presents herself as being feminine. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything that's extravagant. Okay, well that's clearly a thirst trap right there. But this was a while ago, if I'm not mistaken. Did we get a date on this? Sandy Springs. If I had to guess, I would say this is a professional photographer. Just because of the way she's dressed, it doesn't look like that. The outfit she's wearing doesn't match the other clothes that she's wearing when she's not striking a pose. Yeah, she's done some modeling. That's what this is. Yeah. And like I said, these don't look recent. So look at that. Yeah. Okay, let's does she have yeah, okay. So she's a model, actress, educator, international travel. Oh, okay. All right, I've seen enough. Is this woman marriageable? That's what we want to know. Well, she's not overweight or she's not obese. She is presentable. She is attractive, right? She looks like the rapper Yo-Yo. Okay, so she appears to be feminine. She doesn't have any kids. So I would say with those, look, a black woman in her 30s and she done had kids. And she wants a man who leads with character. I would say she is marriageable. There's not much to go into here. I think that the cooperative and the submissive stuff is questionable, especially the cooperative part. But again, the standards that she mentioned, that's what, I don't want her to compromise on those things. Having kids out of wedlock, and she mentioned being, she made the God reference. Normally, I would say that qualifies you as being submissive. But again, you're a church girl and you're looking for a husband. Then why aren't you with your pastor working, using to find a man at church? Now that's questionable. But like I said, she's fit, feminine, childless. Yeah, that qualifies. It's just a matter of finding a guy who is looking for those three things specifically, and is going to lead with character. So let's keep going. Moving on. Who is
easiest to keep your contact info where your name is because everyone can find it faster that way? Hello?
Hi, Kendra.
Hi, baby.
Ooh, I'm
We
sorry,
can't
my
see
mom.
your face, honey. Are you in the bed?
Yeah, I was in the bed.
Okay. How old are you? You look so young.
I'm 28.
28. Okay, you gonna give me good light?
Yeah, I got a ring light.
Why didn't you have it on?
What's your name in the meantime and where you calling us from?
Hey, I'm Legacy. I'm calling from Cali.
Legacy, Cali. How old? You told me
Yeah.
28. What do you do for a living?
I work for the Department of Defense. I'm in the reserves, and I'm in school to be an OBGYN.
OBGYN, Department of Defense, and the Reserves. You have any kids?
No,
No kids. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Virgo.
So this is Legacy, 28, Cali. Department of Defense, OBGYN, she's in school for, in the reserves as well. No kids, Virgo. What kind of man you looking for, love?
I'm not. I'm looking for a woman.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say that, but I don't know.
Waste of time. We're gonna move on. No point in that. Um. Okay, Chris says, what about her waiting till almost 30 to date? Um, you're talking about that last woman. That might not necessarily be a that could go either way. It could be a negative or a positive. Reason being is that she didn't really answer the question as to why she was waiting on that. Now, I will say that there are a lot of women, particularly in our community, who get who get the idea. It usually comes from our parents that leave those men alone. You need to go for your education, because clearly she's an educated woman. I mean, and I've talked about this before in dealing with raising my own daughters. It's because, again, if only 26% of our women will marry, well, what does that mean when you have a daughter? Because if you know she's more likely to go through life being single, then that means that she needs to make enough money to make it to the end of life. I think what's happened is that we have generations where parents took that to the extreme, and they just told the young girls, just leave boys alone altogether, and you need to go get your education and go make a bunch of money, which leads to masculine women, because masculine women have more success in corporate America than feminine women do. Again, if you're in a state like mine, I'm in the state of Georgia, where the average income for women is 26. That's not enough money to make it to the end of life through retirement. So what are you supposed to do? So, that's debatable. The other thing that you got to realize is that what also could be going on is that she didn't have any relationship skills. That's why, or her relationship skills have atrophied. And at 30, that may also be why she's having a tough time. But I mean, that's neither here nor there, because again, if you that doesn't mean it can't work. Again, the show is not about is she marriageable to you specifically. I'm not talking about you, Chris, but just one specific guy. Is she marriageable? Period. And I think yes. Again, if you're looking for the three qualities that she has that are evident on her, that are really observable. So, but we're gonna move on. Let's keep going forward, because this woman is not looking for a man, so she's not marriageable to us, at least. And then, what is this? A blank space? Okay, it doesn't matter. We ain't getting there. Let's keep going.
Go up here. Hello.
Hey, Kendra.
Hey, boo, like you ready? I like this. Camera ready, shot ready. Okay, I like it. What's your name,
Okay.
baby?
I'm Alexis.
Alexis. Where you calling us from, honey?
So it's so funny because I'm from Cincinnati as well, but I just relocated to Columbus.
It's Cincinnati night tonight.
Mhm.
Did you know those people?
Nah,
I feel like everybody knows each other in Cincinnati, child.
for real.
All right, so where do you live now?
I live in Columbus.
Columbus.
Wait a minute.
Columbus. Alexis, Columbus. How old are you, baby?
I'm 28.
Her
28.
her Instagram is set to private, but her profile pic does not look like it does. Is that the same woman? I can't tell y'all. Take a look at this. Does this look like her? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I spelled it wrong. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's set to private anyway. Let's go.
8. What do you do for a living?
I do case management in the social work field.
Case management, social worker. You have any kids?
I do not.
No kids. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Libra.
Libra. Alexis, Columbus, Ohio, 28, Libra. Works in case management. No kids. What kind of man you looking for, babe?
Okay, so I'm looking for a black man who's emotionally available, ready to settle down, respectful, family oriented, that loves to travel, that likes to cater to their woman.
Okay, I like to cater to me Oh, that's the opposite. That's her killing him. What's your deal breakers?
Lazy, cheaters, liars, the manipulating behavior, not able to communicate their feelings at all. And alcoholics, I don't do well with alcoholics. Yeah.
Okay. No alcoholics. Okay. Does he have to look a certain way?
Um, I like my man on the darker side. But fit, I'm not in the gym, but I like a man that can handle me.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I mean, that can't. So he has to be fit. You don't have to be fit.
I mean, I can get fit in the gym with him, but gotta get motivated. So
Okay. Okay. Can y'all get fit together? Could he not be fit and y'all work out together?
yes,
Okay.
yes, I need somebody that's gonna motivate me. And if my man tell me to get up and get in the gym, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Could he have kids?
I'm not falling for that. No, I'm not falling for that.
Realistically, I'm okay with one or two. I do not have any children. I'm okay with it just because I'm getting older, and the more men that I come in contact with, they have some kids. But like baby mother
At least she's
drama,
realistic.
I don't do well with that.
You
I'm
don't do
not.
well with that. Okay. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
I would prefer like 570 and up.
You said 570,
No, 65, 70 and up.
65, 70, and up. Does he have to be in Columbus, Ohio?
Oh boy.
No, if he will.
Oh boy. Here we go. Columbus, Ohio. We already looked up. What the average income for men in Ohio is, but let's see for Columbus. And yep, there we go. Average income for men in Columbus is 35,000, and she wants a guy who is making 55. You know what? If she can balance it out, then it'll be okay. But if she can't, then she's just delusional. So, Ohio State is in Columbus. Yeah, let's keep going because it may get better here. We never know.
Like to travel because I like to travel. We can make that work, but it's open.
It's open. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay, girl. Hold on.
Let's see his body. Okay.
So that's why I said if he want to get me in the gym, we can get in the gym.
Alexis, when was your last relationship?
My last relationship, like official, was I would say 2 years ago.
2 years ago. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
The last time I was intimate with someone,
No right
like
answer.
3 weeks ago.
Is that person an option?
No, they're not an option.
Why not?
They weren't consistent. They were just not consistent, and it didn't work out.
So it worked out.
Translation: I've been having sex with a man who's not consistent. When you phrase it like that, it seems kind of, you know what? I don't even want to say it at this point.
Okay. Why would a guy be like? What are 3 flaws you have to work on, Alexis?
No, okay. One of my biggest flaws is not to assume everybody's gonna think or be like me. I'm a giver. I'm open. I'm a lover. I'm a lover girl. So I have to understand that people are not like me, and I can't.
Translation: I'm not the center of the universe. That's what that means. She has, and she is recognizing that she does need to work on that. So because I'm selfish. That's what she's saying. But she's saying that she needs to work on it. So
Can't expect that in return from people. Impulsive decisions.
Although sometimes, like, I take a step back, but sometimes I'll be like, "Ooh, let me text this," or "Ooh, let me buy this." So I do have to work on that, and then I need to go in things
She
looking at
came
it as like a
prepared.
friendship for real, like, and not.
Y'all see that? It's like she had a list of the questions. I'm gonna give her some props. I'm gonna give her some points on that one because she came prepared, which means that it speaks to her being presentable, being camera ready. Huh, not bad.
Not just painting this whole picture because I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to get married. I'm the first generation to do everything in my family, like my immediate family. So I'm really trying to break this chain and do everything traditional. So,
Okay. And why would a guy be likely to be with you, love?
well, like I said earlier, I'm a lover girl. I cook, I clean, I come with my own everything. Um, I'm very nurturing, and I don't know, I'm understanding. I would want to uplift my man and be there and support him. I'm respectful. And I just hold it down at the house at the fort.
All right, let's do it. Alexis, oh, what was the age range you was at? You're 28.
um, about 29 to 37.
Okay. 29 to 37. And does he have to be in Columbus, Ohio?
He does not have to be in Columbus. It's open. Like I like to fly. He likes to fly. I mean, I like to kayak too, but I ain't gonna kayak to nobody across the world. So
All right, girlfriend, how can the guy reach out to you?
my Instagram is down below. The special X with two X's.
The special leg. So it's spelled the way you have it, correct?
Yes, the special X.
All right, boo. Keep us posted how it goes, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, babe.
Okay, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this one. This woman is she's feminine, submissive, and childless. I think she qualifies for marriage. But the income thing, we got that again. But remember also what I said is that that can be overcome. The reason why women say that high income is mostly because they are they're living paycheck to paycheck, and because they're at their income and saying, well, I'm still struggling, so I need a man who's making this. Again, she says she needs to work on being less impulsive. You see, this is why I say, if you lead with self-discipline, integrity, morals, and ethics, the dime, right? Those four characteristics, a lot of times that can overcompensate the fact that you're not making their dream income, especially when she's looking for a man who's under the age of 40. Most men don't reach their earning potential until after 50. So, but I do think she's marriageable. Yeah, because feminine, submissive, and doesn't have any kids. Cooperative, that's debatable. And she could be friendly too. Because it's women who tend to be feminine, they tend to be friendly. It's just there weren't any questions that kind of spoke to that. So I didn't say that. That's a maybe. But yeah, I think she's marriageable. Let's keep going.
You have it, correct?
Yes, the special X.
All right, boo. Keep us posted how it goes, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, baby.
Bye.
Let's see who this is. What you eating, Jessica?
Oh shit. Oh, forgive me, Lord. Please forgive me, Jesus. Hello.
What in the world?
Did you for cussing?
Yes. Oh my God. I'm not doing this.
You're that kind of Christian? You don't swear?
No, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I cuss all the time. I believe in the Lord. The Lord made me this way, though. He gave me a cussing spirit. Child.
Amen. I'm working on it.
Amen. Pray for me too. How you doing it? Where you calling us from, Jessica?
I am. Go back up. I'm on the phone. I'm at work. Sorry. Currently I'm in North Carolina. I'm a traveling nurse, so I'm in North Carolina at the hospital, and I live in Bayview, Florida right now.
Traveling nurse. Uh-oh. Okay. Just remember what we've said about nurses. Income question. Just be mindful, keep it in the back of your head as to what they say specifically about that. because a lot of times that can lead you down. When they say specifically, I just want a guy who can take care of himself, you need to know the actual numbers, because nurses, because they're higher earners, tend to have some questionable thoughts about income. So let's keep going.
You live where, honey?
I live in Davie, Florida, but right now I'm in North Carolina doing an assignment.
Okay, so you're a traveling nurse. You live in
Yes.
Dayton, Florida. At this moment, you're in North Carolina.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 39. I just turned.
Chris says she's easily making 100K plus. Yeah, I agree. That's why I said you got to be careful about what she says about income, because when nurses are, because of their environment, they think that they tend to think that making this amount of money is just normal, and it's not.
39 on Saturday, so cancer season. Yes.
Cancer season. Do you have any children?
No, I don't.
A lot of women know kids tonight. Okay. So
Amen.
Jessica lives in Dayton, Florida, but currently in North Carolina as a traveling nurse. 39 is a Cancer, no kids. What kind of man you looking for, boo?
I'm looking for somebody that is responsible, down to earth, not aggressive, no mother, father, parental issues, just stable mentally. Have to have like mental health together, please, because I can't deal with crazy.
Have your mental health together. Okay.
Is that who she's been attracting?
Deal breakers are narcissists, mental health issues, psychotic.
She talks like that's the guys that she's been dating. The question is that what is it about her that she keeps attracting men like that? And this goes for any woman who keeps naming these deal breakers that you shouldn't have to name. Like, oh, I don't like liars. Well, who does? That should be a given, right? Abusers. Again, who is out here saying that I want an abusive man? Nobody. So it should be universal, but because of the fact that that women consistently have to mention these things, it means that that's the guys that they've been attracting. So what is it about them that they're attracting these type of guys? Mental health issues is for her, which is very odd because, you know what? Let's just keep going.
Just irresponsible and not a communicator, liars, cheaters, just the basics.
Okay. Does he have to look a certain way?
Not really. He doesn't have. I don't want him to look like the crypt keeper, but decent that I can go out.
Wait. What's that?
I don't want him to look like the crypt keeper. Like he looks to have, look decent and appealing. Dark skin doesn't matter.
Is that a TV? Or you can't turn it down because you're in like a room or something?
I'm in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Describe how he should look again.
No, not look presentable. You could say presentable. I say creep keeper, but presentable.
Look presentable. Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't. It doesn't really matter about his race. Outside of his race is okay. Black, white, Spanish. It doesn't really matter. As long as he has a good heart and a communicator.
Okay. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
I was just about to say something about she wants a man that leads with character. Let's get to the money then.
No, as long as he can pay his own bills. I know I make over 100, a little bit more than that, but
Okay.
I'm willing to be realistic about certain things and the economy that we're in at this moment. So I can, as long as you can pay your bills and handle your own, we're good.
Okay. Could he have children already?
In a dream world, at my age, I would like him not to have kids, but 2 is the limit. Older kids, if I can, with the same lady mother, if it's possible.
Okay. And
Wow.
Now, do you want him to be in Dayton, Florida?
Davie, Florida? No, I travel. So, no. I could fly to him, he could fly to me. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
All right, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord. Now I done lost some weight now. Wait, I'm going to put you off my earphones. One moment. All right.
Chris says it sounds like she's looking for anything. I don't know if I would say that just because she mentioned some stuff about mental health, and that's you would be surprised how many people actually could benefit from I'm not going to say therapy, but some mental health checks. So I'm not going to say she's looking for anything, because clearly she's been turning down some guys, because otherwise, because she read off that list, deal breakers or whatever, she read that off pretty fast. We ain't seen nothing. Oh,
All right,
okay.
let's see you, baby. Okay. We can't see your legs, though. We can't see your legs.
You can hear me.
Yeah, I said we couldn't see your legs.
Oh, okay. Let's see how far I can go. One moment.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. Now, Jessica, do you want kids yourself one day?
Huh?
Do you want kids yourself?
Yes, I do.
At
Just
39?
one or two. Mhm.
One or two. Okay.
Well,
Um,
so 39 and she wants kids. She could probably afford it, right? I mean, so I'm not gonna knock that. Let's keep going.
When was your last relationship?
Oh Lord. The last one was March.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I'd rather not answer, but it's been a minute. I could say that.
All right.
Mhm.
Why?
Okay.
What are 3 flaws you have to work on?
Being patient, not impulsive because I'm an impulsive buyer when I'm bored. Amazon is my best friend, Prime. So not being impulsive, and also not doing too much for somebody so quick, like, oh, let me help you do this, let me help you get this together. So just not being so quick and so impulsive to do something for somebody else so early, so early. And also,
Okay, Chris says has to be IBF. Yeah, probably. But she, like I said, she can afford it though. I mean, but my main concerns now is her being impulsive because she has so much disposable income. That speaks to some issues about self-discipline. But again, she is 39 and does not have kids, so clearly she has been disciplined for the majority of her adult life. So it's something to work with here. But there's so far we need more information though, because
not fall too hard for somebody so quick. That's another thing as well I need to work on, to get to know the person better than just assuming. That's kind of like a cancer type of trait. I'm gonna say, because we so mothering and loving so quickly. So that's something I need to work on myself.
Okay. All right, let's do it, boo. Jessica, Dayton, Florida, North Carolina is where she's currently at, a traveling nurse. 39. You do want kids, you said, right?
Yes, I do.
Why you say it like that?
No, because everyone's like, oh, my age. Everybody's calling me like my birthday. And so like, oh, you're not gonna have kids. I'm like, you think I just want to just open up and just like have kids with anybody? No, it don't work like that. I'm not just just because
I
of the
agree.
time or something. I just want to take my time, get to know a person, and then see where we go from there.
Okay.
Not just because.
You do want to get married, correct?
Of course, of course.
Okay. All right, boo. How can the guy reach out to you, honey?
Coburn, that's COLBOURNE, 1984 at Gmail, not Gmail, at IG. I'm new to it still. IG, Instagram, yeah, Instagram.
Oh, you didn't write it down. What is it?
Oh, COL, my last name, 1984.
So your last name was 1984
Yes, at Instagram.
on Instagram. All right, boo. Keep me posted how it goes, honey.
Thank you.
Let's see what this is.
Okay, here it's kind of set to private, but at least her profile picture does look like her though. Now this woman is, let's see, I think she no kids. She's feminine, and she's cooperative. I think this woman is marriageable, which brings to mind, because you know what? This is very questionable, because this woman should have been married already. Chris says, I would date her, but I've dated women like this, almost 40 and want kids ASAP. Yeah. But at least she, the thing I would say there is the fact that, because their biological clock is ticking, and then they know that they're running out of time. So yeah. But the reason I'm going to say that she is marriageable is because she doesn't have kids, and she has maintained the self-discipline that I'm not going to have kids without some commitment there. So that's respectable. She is feminine, and when she talked about loving the guy and being nurturing to them too soon, usually that comes because there's not a guy there that's helping you vet for the right men. But she is feminine though, right? And she was presentable. I mean, work uniform, I get it, but she didn't come in here looking crazy. She's not wearing a bonnet or anything like that, right? And she's cooperative. This is probably the most cooperative woman that I've seen, and is in a positive sense, because she is okay with the fact that he is probably going to make less money than I do. And she's okay with that. Most women, well, there are probably some other things. It'd be interesting to know about past relationships, but we didn't get those questions. So, I think she's a good candidate for marriage, and she is marriage minded. So that's what she's looking for. As long as you can deal with the fact that she is 39, I think that you might have something there. And you, like I said, you got to deal with the fact that she has to work on her patience, and she's impulsive, and yeah. But I don't see no reason why. Again, if you're looking for those three things, well, there you go. But let's keep going. Who is next?
Hello.
Hey, Kendra.
Hey, boo.
How are you? I just got instantly nervous. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
How are
Your
you?
name is Winter?
Yes, my name is Winter.
Winter, where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina. And I just want to say really quick that I'm very proud of you. You've been doing great. I love seeing Black women win, especially Hamptonians.
Are you with Hampton?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yay! Thank you, baby girl. I received that. So, Winter, you're in Charlotte, North Carolina?
Yes.
How old are you, love?
I am 25. I'm a Cancer. My birthday is actually next Tuesday.
Okay, happy birthday on the way. You have any kids?
No, I don't.
No kids. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a speech language pathologist.
Speech language
Okay.
pathologist?
Yes.
She helps people who stutter.
Winter, Charlotte, North Carolina, 25, Cancer. No kids, speech language pathologist.
Yes.
What looking for, baby?
So I wrote this down. It kind of reminded me of that guy that was all prepared and stuff. So I have your questions.
Okay. Can you do it without me asking you any questions?
I'll try and we'll see.
You don't have to. He had a monologue prepared, so I'm not gonna go to that standards. But Alex, I think Alex is in a class in a lane all by himself. But let's see what you got.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for a man that's fun, smart, funny, goofy, because I can be very goofy, thoughtful, a great communicator, able to adapt and change, secure in himself, and basically have a plan and a goal for his life. That's very important.
Okay. What's your deal breakers?
It sounds like a average man, maybe a little bit above average. But we'll get there. Let's see what we got. Let's keep going.
I want somebody that has a career.
Makes sense.
I don't, especially men that want to be in a lot of drama. That's not really cute. And I don't like a man that's always in the streets, like always partying. I mean, I guess traveling is okay, but just always want to be in the limelight, like a party promoter or something. I can't do that.
Okay.
So
you have to look a certain way.
So translation, she doesn't want a guy who's involved in the nightlife. That's understandable, just because men who do that tend to have access to beautiful women. So, as I can understand that.
Right.
Well, I am 5'9", so I would like him to be a little taller. But other than that, not really.
Okay. Does he gotta make a certain amount of money?
I would like for him to, be able to provide for himself and do things. So I really love to do things. I love to just, if I want to say, hey, let's go somewhere this weekend, I don't want you to have to be like, oh, let's see if I have enough. Like, no, let's just do stuff. But also be able to pay your bills and get your stuff done.
Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay. I came from the gym, so I kind of got gym workout clothes on. Hold on, let me back up. Just had short. Can you see my legs?
Yeah, we can see your legs. Okay.
Yes.
All right, boo. Winter, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
25. What's the age range you would date?
I would say 26 to 36.
26 to 36. Okay.
Yes.
When was your last relationship?
Um, like I'm sorry, that's my dog. Like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
Oh my
what are
gosh.
3 flaws you think you have to work on? Oh, you're watching us on television.
Yeah, you
I
can
just,
see.
we
Yeah.
just saw the screen in the background.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to everybody watching us on television right now. Um,
Thank you.
what are 3 flaws you have to work on, baby?
I would say definitely I'm not the most organized person, so I would like to work on that. Sometimes I can overextend myself or be like a yes man, so I really need to try to find a balance with that. And another one, I can say sometimes I grew up as the only child, so I feel like sometimes I can do everything myself. So I'm trying to work on letting people do things for me. But I'm definitely working on that. I'm doing it.
Translation: I've been raised to be a soldier in the gender war, and I don't trust men that much. I prefer to try and do things myself. Combine that with the selfishness that comes with being an only child, and there you go.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I'm a very fun girl. I'm very goal driven. If I have a goal, I achieve it. I'm giving, so that's another thing. I would like someone that also likes to give, so we can give to each other. And I just like trying new things and being fun. I don't know.
All right, Winter, how could the guy reach out to you, baby?
That's my Instagram right there at WYNNAWNNA.
All right.
Okay, there. Kendra must be getting tired because there wasn't really a lot to go on there. Most of what I have is coming from her Instagram, but she does not have any kids. I would say that she's cooperative because from the things she said, it sounds like she's willing to work with the average man. Average income in the city of Charlotte for men is 41,000. For women, it's 30. And, she said as long as the guy can take care of himself, well, the guys making that much can take care of themselves. Her Instagram. So this looks like a professional photographer took that because of the amount of lighting that's there. And it's somebody who used to be who used to be a professional photographer. You kind of can eyeball this stuff. But let's see. Yeah, this looks presentable. A couple thirst traps. Yeah, okay. Yeah, another thirst trap, but this might be another photographer. Because that's an inch. She's on a boat. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not getting that. This isn't overly done with thirst traps. So, I'm gonna say she is presentable. She's. I would say she's feminine. Feminine, doesn't have any kids, and seems cooperative. So I'm gonna say yes on the surface level. But again, you'd have to go through and ask her some more questions because we didn't really get to is she friendly or submissive? We didn't get any questions that are gonna relate to that. So yeah. Chris says yeah, she rusted. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. But it could be because she's tired because we've been running this thing for we passed the 2 hour mark. So. And she's been going for 1 hour and 41 minutes. So let's keep going. And I think this next lady's the last one. So.
Fellow Hamptonian, you keep me posted how it goes, baby.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sweetheart.
Cute smile.
Let me see.
But we're going to move on.
Hello? It's you. We can't hear you, baby. I can't hear you.
She can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. What's your name? Is Sabrina?
Yes.
Sabrina, where you calling us from?
New York.
New York?
Upstate New York.
Upstate New York. How old are you?
I am 49. I just turned 49 June 20th.
Okay.
What's going on in her room? You see this stuff in the background here? I'm wondering what that is. It's very colorful. All right, let's keep going.
49 in the building. What's
Yeah.
your do for a living?
Excuse me.
What's your job, honey?
I'm a daycare provider for 20 years.
Wow.
Daycare
Okay.
provider. You have any children?
Yes, I have 5 children. They're all grown. My baby
Whoa.
is 25.
Okay, what are all the ages?
25, 26, 28, 29, and 30.
Are they all by the same man?
No.
How many men?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
Yeah, I was married. I just got a divorce
Okay.
7 years ago.
Okay, 7 years ago. Sabrina, what's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Gemini. So this is Sabrina, New York, upstate, a daycare provider, Gemini, 5 kids, was married once.
Yeah, for, let's see, 26 years.
Okay,
Ah,
married
okay.
for 26 years, divorced.
Oh, okay.
Why'd you get divorced after 26 years?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, caught my husband cheating.
How'd you catch him?
Oh, wow.
I caught him. Actually, it wasn't good. It was with my sister.
Are you with
Whoa.
your sister?
Yes, after I moved her up here to help her out,
Whoa.
and I was working the night shift. I was a nurse then, and he was a Jamaican, so
Wow.
yeah.
What does that have to do with it?
Did you beat your sister up?
No, I wanted to, but I was on my way to church, and I knew he was doing something, but
Man.
yeah, I found out. I moved her in here. I was working the night shift, and yeah.
That's tough.
So what happened with that? What happened with you and your sister?
Actually, I was going to church that morning, and I got a text from her, and she just texted me and told me that yeah, she told me that, and yeah, I was upset with her.
Your sister broke up your marriage. Your sister, who you moved into your home to do her a favor, you let her break up your marriage. Does she still talk to her sister? Because you and your sister clearly have issues. You in a whole marriage for 26 years. I mean, you got multiple kids, so I can only assume that you with the guy for 26 years, y'all was happy. But all of a sudden your sister come in and she just wrecked your home. After 26 years, you just up and leave the man? Look, I'm not advocating for cheating, but 26 years, you threw away a 26-year marriage? Wow.
Where are you guys at now in your relationship?
Well, she tries to talk to me because my other sister, me and my sister, we share the same mom and dad, but my sister that passed away, she was sending a text to me that morning, and she was trying to tell me that she had to tell me that she still loved me. And she sent the text to me that I should know that she's in love with my husband or whatever the fact was, that she was just trying to tell me that she still cares about me or whatever. But I never talked to her. I never talked to her, but she wanted to talk to me. But that was the text that I was getting from her. But she was wanting to move in with my husband, and my husband was telling, at that time I had put him out because he had texted me. He texted her, but the text came to me. The text said something about where is he? Because at that time my sister was married to her husband, but he was sending a text to her saying that is he still
God,
asleep?
this is
But
too
the
confusing.
text came to me,
Oh my
and
God.
I came outside to ask him who was he texting, and he was like, I didn't text you. I said, yes, you did, because I was in my office. And when I came outside, he said, he was talking about the little boy that I was taking care of.
Okay, the reason why she can't get to the point is because it's still too emotional for her. So this is why she's rambling on, because she can't get to the point. Yeah, Chris says she's too long-winded. Yeah, because it's still raw for her. She hasn't processed the emotions for it. And 26-year relationship, and you just threw it down the toilet. That you're going to be. This is, oh, Jesus. You got family members involved. Your sister is sleeping with your husband, and she's married too. Like, this is all kinds of jacked up, man. Jesus. And yeah, this one is. I hope she doesn't keep rambling on like this, because I'm going to end it quick, because I don't want to hear all this stuff, man. Wow.
Of, is it your bedtime? But he didn't realize that the text came to me. And when I went to get his phone, he took the phone and he smashed it on the ground, because there was more text he was texting me, but that text came to me. And come to find out, he was talking about her husband. So that's how I found out. But I knew I knew something was going on, because before that happened, a week before that, there were some pills that came to my house, and my best friend was telling me that, you're his wife, so you can check the mail that came in. So there was some blue pills that came, and she told me to open the mail. So when I opened the mail, there was some pills that came, and she said, check them, those pills. She said, check them and open them and see if they're blue pills. And I said, I'm not going to check his mail, because that's illegal to check his pills. So when I opened the bag, I opened up the pills, because first I shook them, and she said, check and see if those pills are blue.
Chris says, wait, she was married for 26 years but got divorced 7 years ago. She has to be older than 49. Well, yeah, she's got a son who's 30. So, yeah, she's an older woman. I picked up on that when she started talking about her kid's age. The youngest is 25. So, for whatever reason, man, this story is just it's not going anywhere. And she does need to get to the point. Because remember, we're on here, you're on a dating show. And it's thousands of people watching, and you're sitting here telling your life story. I don't think this woman is ready for the dating market. Because again, why should a guy care about your life story? How's that going to benefit him in a date when he's just getting to know you? You done poured your whole life story out for this man, and all he said was hi. She hasn't dealt with this stuff. That's why I said before about how she can't get her thoughts together, because it's still real for her in her mind. She talks about it like it just happened this morning. This woman needs some. I don't know if she's been to therapy or not, but she needs to talk to somebody. O.A. Delano says, listen to the story. Again, but why? Why should we listen? If I'm a marriage-minded man and she's trying to meet me, why am I going to give her the opportunity? Why am I donated? Why should we listen to that though? No, it's not about the end. Like, I'm not about to end the stream right now. My point is though, is that why should a guy care about her story that much to this point? If you guys are going on, you're in the getting to know each other phase, and you've gotten past the pleasantries, that's a point for that. But to tell this story on a dating show, why? What good is that going to do anybody? It makes you seem damaged. It makes you seem like you're emotionally damaged. And what guy who's worth anything is going to want to deal with this, as opposed to going back and talking to the other multiple women who have come on this show who are marriageable? You question, OA says, I'm just curious how it will end. It's like a movie. We already know how it ends. She ended the marriage. She's single now. Back out here on the dating market at her, at her age, and trying to find another man, which is, And I'm gonna be honest. If you've been with a guy for 26 years, you're pretty much alpha widowed at that point, because that's the man you're used to. So my question is, why didn't they try couples counseling or something else? Instead, she just ended it. So, I don't know. Let's hit the play button though.
So I opened the bag, and sure enough, there were blue pills. I didn't know what blue pills were. They were Viagra pills. So I knew that.
Wait. Didn't she say she used to be a nurse? And you don't know what you can't read a prescription? What? This is crazy.
There was something going on in my marriage between me and my husband, but it's my sister. That my sister is like a what do you call it, nympho? Like those people like that. So she does have an illness, but that's what it was. It was.
So now we're just going to go ahead and give a psychological diagnosis to your sister. Because if she really is a nymphomaniac, and that's a very, very, very small percentage of the population who is actually that, we're just going to label her as that. And, oh, that's why she did it. Well, if that's the case, if you knew that in advance, why would you invite her into your home with your husband? This is... Okay.
That he was sleeping with my sister. But anyways.
So you guys divorced her. So I just want to be clear. So are you and your sister, did you forgive her? Y'all spent Thanksgivings together? Like, what is the current relationship with your sister?
He's with her. He's with her now.
They ended up together?
Yeah. But the thing about it was, everybody in my town knew that he was with her. I didn't know, because how I run my business used to be 24/7. Right now it's not 24/7. I used to work 7 days a week. I have assistants, I have workers. My husband was a Jamaican.
Again, what does his ethnicity have to do with anything? Sounds like what happened is that she emasculated him, and in order to make himself feel better, I got to go have sex with another woman to establish dominance in the relationship. That's what it sounds like to me. And she got these fingernails. Okay.
I helped my husband get up on his feet. First, when I met him, he was like a farm worker. So I helped him get up on his feet. My sister was in South Carolina, because I initially came from South Carolina. I was born in New York. I was born here. So when I came here from New York, when I was born here, my mom left me when I was 5 years old. I moved to South Carolina. I moved to Florida, but I came back here at 25. So when I moved here, my mom was still in South Carolina. So by me being in South Carolina at 25, come back at 25, my brothers and sisters were still in South Carolina. My mom was in South Carolina. My mom got sick. I moved my mom back up.
Skip.
Respectfully so, that was a horrible situation. Do you think you are healed from it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The new guy, does he have to look a certain way?
No.
No. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
No.
Okay.
No, to me, it's like, I feel like if I'm bringing steak, lobster, shrimp to the table, I don't want him bringing crumbs. Like, I feel like the new man would, how you say it, just be well-rounded.
Be well-rounded. Okay.
What does that mean?
Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh. I have a big pajamas, so I don't know if you can.
That wouldn't matter.
We can see you. I can see your legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in my office.
Sabrina, when was your last relationship? Was it your marriage?
Yes.
All right. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I tried a relationship like mm, six, like 6 years ago.
So you haven't had sex in 6 years?
Yeah,
And when
six
you got
years.
and you got divorced 7 years ago.
Yeah, I tried. Actually, my sister took me out, and yeah.
Divorce was finalized. That's what she meant. I'm assuming, because otherwise it's just I don't want to hear another long story. You know what? This woman is not marriageable. She's not. Okay. And at her age, I don't even know her age. We never even got there, right? And it doesn't matter though, because she's not looking for a husband. She's just looking for a man to go through, so they can go through the end of life together. That's it. Okay. Believe it. The only reason I'm still doing this is because we need to cover something that's important. From a dating standpoint, from a sexual marketplace, believe it or not, she qualifies as not having any kids because all her kids are grown and they don't live with her. So I'm assuming, because she said the youngest is 25, right? So, friendly, you know what? Don't know, because she started telling them stories. So I don't know. Cooperative, I would say yes. Submissive, probably not. Okay, 49. It still doesn't matter, right? She's at this point. It's yeah, she's cooperative. She's cooperative. I would say that because she doesn't really care about how much money you're making, but you need to be able to. I would say she's really looking for somebody who can provide for themselves, and because of her age, the average income will definitely do that, right? Yeah, no kids. She's cooperative. Submissive, probably not, just about the way she talks about herself. She talks about herself as being very masculine. You know, you won't work 7 days a week. You do that voluntarily. I don't know many women that do that. But like I said, at her age, she's just looking for somebody to make it to the end of life with. So that doesn't necessarily require a marriage. This is where, yeah, that's it. No, her story doesn't add up, and it's because she's probably leaving out a lot of stuff. If you notice, the majority of her story is from her perspective. We don't know what the guy's been going through. That's why I started talking about him being the guy being emasculated, because she didn't mention it. She tried to spin this narrative that I'm always working, so I'm busy, so that's why I didn't know. I'm not going for that. What is the guy? I guarantee you would tell a different story. Again, I don't condone cheating. I think that's a horrible thing to do, especially when you're married, because you're committed to that one person. But clearly, this man was. I don't know, the way she talks about him makes it seem like he married her for a green card, but I don't know. I mean, she's telling the story, and in her mind, she's the heroine. So it's all centered around her. Who knows at this point? But guys, look, I can't take another story at this point, and that's why I'm stopping it here. I don't want to hear one of these stories. Look at the look on Kendra's face. It ain't adding up to her either. So we just gonna leave it there, because my God, she can talk. Whoo. But guys, this has been the longest stream to date, and I thank you for hanging with me and going through these because we had a long list of women. I don't know if we're going to do another show like this, because I don't think this was a lot. But to recap, we did go through a lot of women, and was it I say a lot of them were marriageable, so, or at least a couple of them were. So let me see. We had at least 1, 2, 3. We went through 3 marriageable women out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women. Yeah, maybe 4, possible 4 married women out of 7. So, yeah, it's been over 3 hours. So look, we're gonna end this shortly, guys. Remember that when are these? Obviously, I'm gonna be breaking these episodes down into individual episodes. So if you haven't been here for the whole live stream, You can catch up. That's another way for you to catch up if you don't want to sit through the whole 3-hour video. you know, but going forward, yeah, almost half again. Yeah, is and that's good. Now again, are these the right women for you? Well, I don't know because I don't know you specifically. You'd have to go back and the point is that pick 3 of the 6 categories and find a woman who she's doing. She's excelling at those 3 categories. The rest can work itself out, right? But again, this has been a great stream. We will continue this series. Is she marriageable? Because I think it's important to point out the fact that there are marriageable women, but you have to go through a lot of nuances, and the vetting process has to get better. Yeah, you came in 30 minutes ago. Okay. Hey, well, thanks for stopping by. But the process, we have to get better at the vetting process. And that's just not just turning down everybody. Okay. We have to be able to start picking out what these things could possibly mean so that we can start breaking down and figuring out what type of woman is best going to benefit us. Chris says the nurse in Florida and North Dakota were my type. Well, there you go. See, there's marriageable women out here. We just have to go through the effort of finding them and translating the so-called womanese when they say what it is that they're looking for or what it is that they need to work on or what specifically that they are looking for. Believe it or not, that this whole idea that all women are looking for 666, I think women say that just when the camera's on, because again, if that were true, then you know what I do need to address this is that this rumor, and I call it that, it is a misconception that women only go for the top 20% of men. That's a bunch of BS. Because the men that say that, these same men will say, well, they messing with Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray ain't in the top 20. So how is that possible? You just contradicted yourself. The reality is that women don't have as high standards as many men try to portray on YouTube. Most women are dating just average men. I think when the camera's on and they get asked a question about, well, who's the perfect guy for you? There, you get some astronomical, characteristics. Men do the same thing. It's just that women's standards because YouTube is male dominated. So we tend to want numbers assigned to women's standards. But also remember, I've said this before, women don't know numbers like that. I got a YouTube short where I break down why women say they want a man making 100K. The short answer is because it's a round number. Again, most women don't know numbers like that. Want proof? Ask them how much that is a month. And then you're going to see the loading symbol going on in their brain because they don't know. Most women will never meet a man who's making 100K a year. So, but besides the fact that salary is a poor predictor of financial literacy, of financial health, or financial wellness. But Delano says, I will watch your breakdown and share on Twitter and Facebook. I appreciate that. But make sure you're liking the video on the way out. And I'm going to stay ghost to the next time. Peace.